change. Call or go online for details. After promo, regular rates apply.
The Fanatic's Business of Sports is powered by Pico for Business.
The NFL and Major League Baseball are trying to find creative ways to help their season ticket holders get more value out of what they're paying. One of the ways they're doing that is by now teaming up with the stadiums to allow you to have premium access to concerts and other special events. In 2023, everything's got to be added value, and these sports have figured it out. Businesses of all types and sizes are saving money with Pico because Pico's got the financial incentives and technical expertise to help you reduce your energy use and to save cash. See how Pico's helping businesses like yours take greater control of their energy costs to improve their bottom line. Simply complete a customer survey on Pico's digital portal and an energy profile. The report will be generated for you, and this profile is going to provide specific recommendation based on your facilities, equipment, and energy use with great ways to save while either maintaining or increasing productivity.
Hey, it's Cuz. Are you getting ready for a home improvement cleanup? The garage, the bathroom, big move? Let me tell you about the perfect solution, the Bagster. The Bagster, by far the most convenient, affordable way to help with your cleanup. The Bagster isn't just a great product. It's a 3 cubic yard dumpster in a bag sold at Home Depot, Lowe's, local home improvement stores everywhere, and for only $29.99. Holds 3,300 pounds of waste. Buy it, fill it, schedule your collection. Poof, it's gone. Clean it up with a Bagster dumpster in the back.
Just before I put away the tools and settled in to relax for the summer, Tom, my neighbor, challenged me to a yard competition. I mean, it wasn't spoken between us per se, but I could see the look in his eyes. But I'm not worried. I've got Lawn Doctor, and in no time, I'll be winning this subconscious contest. I just gotta sit back and watch the grass grow. You know, your lawn can be great too. All you gotta do is call Lawn Doctor and get a no-hassle quote today. Enjoy a greener, healthier, pest-free lawn with Lawn Doctor. Watch your back, Tom.
Fanatic fan favorites.
You know, nearly half of all small businesses were a victim of a cyber attack last year. Is your business ready for that challenge? Because unfortunately, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. So be prepared before cyber criminals come after you. Protect your business now at shockit.com. That's shockit.com.
Fanatic fan favorites on 97.5 The Fanatic.
When you hire your local Certapro painters, you get the power of doing it right. Detailed project proposals, excellent customer service, and trusted professionals who get the job done on time and on budget. The power of experience. We're kings of the scaffolding and pros with the stucco. We've been there, done that. Get your project started at Certapro.com and get the power of pro.
Certapro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Home improvement contract registration numbers are available at Certapro.com.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Philadelphia Union Soccer, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic. It's time now for Cuz Radio.
What up, Cuz? Deshaun Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding?
Talking with the Cuz.
Go Cuz. How you doing?
Stairs rips one into the night.
Stolen by the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Way rock the baby to sleep and slam dunk.
Look, Cuz, don't even try it, okay?
Now here's Anthony Gargano.
Why don't you get the hell out of here, Cuz?
Happy. Yes, a happy Friday. First of all, it's a Friday. Second of all, Chuck Fletcher. Get out! Good riddance to Chuck Fletcher as the Flyers have parted ways. They have fired Chuck Fletcher. A move in the right direction. One of the worst GMs that has been here in Philadelphia. Horrible. So he's out. Danny Briere is in as the interim GM, which, listen, I love Danny. I got to tell you. I mean, I don't know what kind of GM he could be. I know he's bright. I know he was a hell of a guy and just understands the landscape. And, you know, I'm hoping that he could provide, you know, one of the steps in the right direction. So I'm, you know, optimistic about Danny Briere. We know all about him. We love him. Look, again, he's been groomed in front offices now, so he's learning that part of the job. Look, I always think of, being a GM, I mean, you got to know the game. You got to know, know what the league is. You got to be able to talk to other guys. You got to be able to talk to agents. I mean, that's the prerequisite to be a GM. He should get a lot of respect. So we'll see. He's your interim guy. There's going to be a lot more changes, I got to believe, going forward. I mean, do I think it's absolutely ridiculous that they waited till after the trade deadline? Like, I think that's ludicrous and absurd. But yet, this is what this organization, this nameless, faceless organization, has done, and it's held the Flyers in captivity. But today is a day that we should be happy because we have called for a new direction, all right, which Chuck Fletcher didn't have. I mean, again, when I tell you that the Flyers have been aimless, the Flyers have had no direction whatsoever, that the Flyers, and I use the metaphor of a plastic milk carton waiting in the waters of Fiji with no direction, just going wherever the tide takes you. A piece of plastic garbage littering our ocean. That's what the Flyers have become. And so, am I happy that the steward of this mess is gone? Yes, I am. Now, there's a ton of work to do, and this thing needs to be rehabbed in a major way. This is not just, you move the GM and then you're good. This thing needs to be fixed from the studs, all right? This is a major rebuild, the Flyers. And I got to tell you, I want to see every other move that happens after this season, because there needs to be massive changes. This was a start in the right direction, so we'll leave it at that. But, and I'm still on the whole, notion that you got to sell, Comcast. Sell. And we get people in there that live and breathe this team, that love this team, that can nurture this team. So, that's kind of where I'm at today. I think it was a good move, but there's still more to be done as we begin to rebuild. Good morning, Chunas.
What's up? Yeah, finally. And it's funny, you said this to me because we were in the car together driving up here to Chickies and Pete's in Malvern, and you said, "Oh wow, Chuck Fletcher got fired." And my first thing was, why didn't they do this 2 weeks ago before the deadline?
Dude, I mean,
why would you if you knew you were going to do this, or had an idea that you were going to do this? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, why would you give him more of a reason to bleep up the situation?
So that's ridiculous. But look, if I'm gonna at least be happy that he's gone, I'll enjoy that and I'll cherish that, because it was such a necessary move. The Flyers needed to do this, and they, like you said it best, not just a new direction, but a direction, because Chuck Fletcher didn't have one. It made no sense. I know we've talked about this the last week or so, the aggressive retool where he brought in players that weren't really going to put you over the top. He did not want to bring in Johnny Gaudreau, which if I'm doing an aggressive retool, I would rather bring in a star than a couple of second, third-line players when you weren't good enough to begin with to bring those guys in. Or you just completely blow it up, which he didn't do and refused to do, which, during the press conference after the trade deadline, he was like, maybe I used the wrong terminology with aggressive retool. Yeah, you did. But that's the problem. The fact that he didn't even know what to call it. Think about that. Chuck Fletcher didn't even know what to call his plan. That's how clueless this guy was.
Well, I mean, it made no sense. First of all, again, you brought up the Gaudreau thing. The right move was to tank.
Yes,
that was the right move. You're not that good. First of all, you're not good.
Period.
All right.
Yeah.
Your young players, your young hopefuls, were kind of middling. It's not like you had some can't miss star that you were building around. You needed that one. Again, you need a face of the franchise.
Yeah.
Carter Hart's not it.
No,
you need a face of the franchise. And you looked at this year's draft and you went, guess what? There's some talent here.
Yes.
There's some real, franchise-changing talent. So, going into this season, it should have been no Gaudreau, no Tony D, no Tortorella. Tortorella's too good of a coach.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'll give him the highest compliment that he's too good of a coach. Like, people, and it was, what these moves were? These were moves to bring people to the seats. These weren't moves to try to foster winning.
Right.
And that's my biggest beef, all right? When teams start to look about, hey, what can I do to try to bring people to the seats, right, in lieu of winning? Because they know they can't win, and they just don't want an empty building.
Right.
Well, guess what? The only way to get people to the seats these days is to freaking win. You got to win. That's what you got to do. I remember the whole story, early 2000s, Iverson, what do you do with AI? And it was like, well, we can't trade him because, he brings people to the seat, brings people to the seats. Yeah, well, if you can't build around him, then you got to just keep, figuring it out. Yeah. And if that means you got to move him, so be it, right? And this is well after the, you gave him a shot. And then they wound up bringing him back and then bringing him back again. Right. It was ridiculous. And it was all done to put people in the seats. And guess what? That doesn't work. You can't be short-sighted. And this Flyers regime has been short-sighted from the jump. And as much as Tortorella can talk about, well, this is going to take time, this is a long build. Yeah, you're right, Torts. You're right. But your GM has to be on board with that. And you got to deal with some pain. And if that means you got to deal with empty seats, so be it. Bottom line, you got to you got to build the winner. They have failed for
miserably.
A freaking over a decade.
And what I didn't understand, and going into the season, you knew that you were going to have guys out with injury, not the full season, right? The Sean Couturier, there was a setback for Kevin Hayes. Like you had multiple setbacks, but this was another reason why you should have tanked this year. If you knew guys, even if you thought they were going to come back 20, 30 games into the season, you're already in a hole at that point. So this was the perfect year to just go, you know what, guys, rest up. Be ready for next year. You pay them for the season where they don't play at all, and you have them ready to go next year after you get a top pick in the draft. Instead, aggressive retool. And again, during his post-trade deadline press conference, he said, yeah, I probably shouldn't have called it that. He didn't even know what to call his plan.
Because he had no plan.
Yeah.
There was no plan.
None.
And that's the worst thing you could do as a GM is not have a team in a direction. You truly are a ship's captain as the general manager. All right? You're guiding this thing. Like, you want to believe that Howie Roseman's got a plan, right? Like, he already knows that if he loses C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Hargrave, like, he's got options and plans, and he's got a plan A, B, C, D, run through the alphabet.
Yeah, he's not coming back with Reed Blankenship.
All right?
Like, Gardner-Johnson doesn't come back.
He's got a plan. You work through a plan. All right, if this doesn't happen, then we're going to go this way. That doesn't happen, we're going to go this way. I mean, come on. This dude had no plan. This dude, I got to tell you, he was a horrendous general manager. Horrendous.
So, yeah, I'm going to celebrate it. I'm going to celebrate it, even though it's stupid that they waited till after the trade deadline.
It's
really stupid.
I mean, let's give him another deadline. Like, why? You're going to move on, which is why I wonder if the fan base basically made it untenable for the Flyers and forced their hand.
Good.
I'm serious. Because why else would you make this move now?
Yeah, it made
not
no
before
sense.
the deadline.
It made no sense.
Because
you're going to trade JVR.
Maybe people upstairs are listening and understand that this is it. We're done. We're tired of all this. We're tired of it. I mean, they had that town hall was a joke.
Yep.
It was flat out embarrassing.
I'm glad the fans voiced their displeasure.
And again, we talk because we care.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't. I want to see them on the right direction. I want to see them with a plan arcing forward. Come on. Ridiculous. 610-632-0975. I want to hear from you, Flyer fans, this morning because I think you were heard. I think the ivory tower cracked open the window and heard your cat calls.
That's something to be proud of.
It is. I believe that. So let's hear from you, 610-632-0975. We also have our Geek Week, and we got some good stuff for the Geek Week today. We got a pair of tickets to give you the knockout, all right? March 29th, Sixers and Mavericks. Your chance to play on the floor. We'll tell you all about it and how you're going to have a chance to win those tickets. You and a buddy down on the floor, knockout. Fanatic Fridays on the Fanatic, presented by Pumpman Philly. You need a water pump expert for your facility for 24/7 emergency repair and pump replacement. Count on Pumpman Philly, the guys to know to fix your flow. All right. Now let me tell you about the Bet Parks Sportsbook and Casino app. So we're live at the Parks Race and Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. This is our Friday haunt, and I'm going to tell you, it's a great place, man. You look over to the left, all right, where I'm sitting and facing the bar, and I look over to the left, and I see that incredible Parks Race and Sportsbook and all the odds and everything else that you can bet on, like the PGA Championship. You got the whole thing going on. So you have a big golf tournament. You got college hoops wall to wall today, which is going to be a blast. So you name it, you can bet at tournaments coming up. And again, that's where the Bet Parks app comes in. They give you all kinds of fun stuff, right? Like Villanova to make a run. Maybe Villanova does after spanking Georgetown last night, right? Like there's all kinds of things that the Bet Parks app will have some fun, aid in the tournament. Download it right to your phone, all right? You got to do it. BetParks.com has all the details. You got to be in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Chuck Fletcher, gone. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by Jefferson Health. At Jefferson Health, there are more than 12,000 caregivers who push beyond what's possible. It is healthcare rooted in care. Jefferson Health, that's uncompromising care. The Flyers made a move today, firing general manager Chuck Fletcher. They will be calling up Danny Briere to be the interim general manager for the time being, and we can all expect that he'll probably be the guy moving forward. Flyers do this after falling to the Hurricanes yesterday, 1-0, and of course after a disappointing trade deadline just last week. Sixers back in action tonight when they host the Trailblazers. Tip-off will be at 7 o'clock, and you can listen live right here on The Fanatic. Keep it locked here in The Fanatic.
Yo, by the way, the Painter news is there, and the Phillies and their doctors have determined that Andrew Painter has a sprained UCLA. It's not torn. They recommend a rest for 3 more weeks, then begin light tossing. So he will not begin the season in the rotation.
Yeah, take their time. Take your time there, Phils. All right, we'll be back right here, 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Anthony Gargano Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. The Philadelphia Union are back home this Saturday to take on the Chicago Fire at Subaru Park.
Torres the Magician! Carranza finishes it off for his second tonight!
Hear the game starting at 7:30 on 97.5 The Fanatic and streaming on the Fanatic app. Philadelphia Union Soccer has a new home this season. It's on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. We small business owners love dealing with payroll regulations and compliance issues. It's fun, exciting, adventuresome. And when we miscalculate and underpay our payroll taxes, well, the enjoyment we experience is nearly as much fun as gargling with razor blades. I mean, what's not to love? Well, small business owners, I'm sorry to report that my 5th company, Patriot Software, is going to deprive you of that payroll joy forevermore. it looks like you'll have to spend your weekends doing something other than cleaning up your payroll errors. We provide free setup, free support, guaranteed accuracy, and if you want us to deposit and file your payroll taxes for you, we can do that too. Just go to patriotsoftware.com and enter promo code RADIO, and I'll give you 2 months of payroll processing free. That's patriotsoftware.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now, but I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code HOT for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code HOT for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code HOT.
Hi, it's John Kincaid for Landis Block and Concrete. We had a vision, we had a plan, and Landis Block helped us execute it. They've got a beautiful showroom in Souderton, Pennsylvania. We chose the most gorgeous materials, and we have now created our beautiful own jaw-dropping outdoor paradise. You know you want one. You know you've got a plan in your head. Go visit landisbc.com and get some ideas in their beautiful gallery. Then call them. Landis Block, jaw-dropping outdoor paradises.
Water running, it's a mess. Call Daniel's Plumbing, he's the best.
Call 267-650-3418. Daniel's Plumbing, now serving Philadelphia, Montgomery, and Bucks County. Also offering sewer lateral and backflow inspections and commercial service contracts.
Daniel's Plumbing, Daniel's Plumbing in Philadelphia.
Guys, fellas, men, are you Roman ready for the weekend? Right now, generic Viagra, aka Sildenafil, is just $4 per dose at Roman. Just complete a free online visit with a U.S. licensed healthcare professional. If medication is appropriate, Roman sends what you need in discreet packaging with free 2-day shipping. Generic Viagra from $4 at Roman. Go to ro.co/Viagra. Do it today and get 20% off your entire first order. That's ro.co/Viagra.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you ordered a new air filter for your car. You try to install it, but it doesn't fit. So you take a little bit off the sides. What, still doesn't fit? Well, you could try to sit on it. Or get it right the first time with eBay Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's going to fit. Air filters, brakes, headlights, over 122 million parts. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors, let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
New to the BetRivers Casino app? Then let's show you around. Starting with tons of amazing slots, including the exciting Tiger Lord and Peacock Beauty. Or check out the action of Live Dealer Lightning Roulette and our incredible Live Dealer Blackjack. Plus, add our award-winning customer service and the fun never ends. BetRivers Casino app with slots and live dealer games. It's a whole new game.
Must be 21 plus. Available in Pennsylvania only. Void where prohibited. Terms and conditions apply. Presented by Rivers Casino Philadelphia. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled brake squealing for this breaking news bulletin. Right now, get 50% off brake pads and shoes at your local Meineke Car Care Center. For tires, brakes, batteries, exhaust, and more, trust Meineke. Doing car care right.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. It means that when you hire us, you get a legal army. When it comes to law, size matters. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
More of the Anthony Gargano Show now
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
10 o'clock hour brought to you by Window Nation. Take advantage of Window Nation's 50% off sale on all style windows. Plus, make no down payment with no payments and no interest for 12 full months. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. Welcome back at the Parks Race and Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's here in Malvern. It is a very chaotic Friday. That's right, VG. A chaotic Friday. So we talk about the Fletcher news. Darius Slay now is a big issue here because the Eagles, according to Diana Rossini, have allowed Slay's agent Drew Rosenhaus to seek a trade.
Come on, man.
The Eagles are still hopeful to find a solution where Slay remains in Philadelphia.
Dude, what do you want? What do you want?
I know.
My only thing is, so the Patricia stuff, right? Now he's not coming here. Did he feel just a certain type of way that they were going to bring him in to the point now where he wants to be traded just because they thought about bringing him in?
I don't know, dude. I just,
like, what do you want, dude? Yeah. You're a top corner in the NFL. Things have been good here for you. I know there's a couple of nitwits out there that think he's not good anymore, which is that going to bother you?
Yeah.
Like, you're a good corner. The Eagles are a good team. What do you want?
Yeah, I got to tell you, sometimes you lose patience.
No, like, I'll be honest, dude, this is pissing me off.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, dude? Eagles already have enough going on right now with all these free agents, and you're just, I want to trade now. Why?
Well,
man.
I think Jeff, just texted with Jeff McClain. He's not taking any kind of cut. And he wants a long-term deal. So
and look, that's fine. You do you, but you got 1 year left. Play it out.
I mean, he's looking for some long-term deal, doesn't want a pay cut. And, listen, he's one of these guys that is going to be a hassle. And Rosenhaus is a hassle.
Well, of course.
And he wants to get paid. And, that's, hey, look.
What do you, oh, God.
I know, dude.
Look, you do you. I'm all about it. Look,
listen, I
understand
money? Guys need, guys are looking at this is the last big contract for him. So I think that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, get it after the season.
Well, he ain't going to do that. He's not going to go into a season.
I know. Just,
man,
that's
changed.
What are you doing?
One of the things that changed is you don't go into a season anymore when your contract's up at the end of it.
Yeah.
Because you just, and I can't blame the player for that.
Get hurt and
because that's the whole thing, man.
Right.
All of a sudden, that sport, you're done. I can't blame the player. I can't. It's a bummer, but I can't blame the player. The Andrew Painter stuff is sad, man. I'm not sad, but scary.
Yeah, because he's 19, and it's like, wait a minute, all of a sudden you already got stuff going on. Maybe you and I talked about it. Maybe he was amped up and he went too hard in his first outing. And that's what led to it because there was no prior issues, right? So, which is a good sign. Like Sixto Sanchez had issues before he started feeling the pain here in Philly. So hopefully Andrew Painter, this is like the first time and maybe the only time, we'll see. But that's disappointing news. At least it's not Tommy John.
Yeah.
Right. Like, thank God it's just a UCL sprain. Like, thank God he'll be reevaluated in 3 weeks and hopefully be all right. But take your time. I'm not bringing him up right away.
No, not at all.
He's getting minor league stint and he's
dude.
pitching 2-3 innings.
Not at all.
And then you ramp him up that way.
Yeah. Listen, my goal will be, I'm just praying he doesn't need surgery. There's no tear. Now, they say no tear. I'm just praying that that's the case.
Oh, yeah, of course. Because once
sprained UCL. It does.
It's just so much, And then I got to read it. I read you a tweet during the break. Matisse Thybulle. I hate him. I'm so glad he's not on this team anymore.
I'm tired of him crying. And by the way,
I felt like it was fear-based play when I was in Philadelphia, and it's better now in Portland. It feels nice to be wanted. Dude, you had a freaking mural painted for you. Wanted.
Yeah, I don't.
Talking about.
And I don't want to hear all of a sudden Thybulle is some great.
Yes, stop.
Some great. So they lost the other night to Boston by 22. And here's what Matisse Thybulle did. 1 for 6, 0 for 4 from 3, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 2 points in 20 minutes.
Yeah, stop.
All right? So stop with all of a sudden Matisse Thybulle has now, he's out of Philadelphia, and he's now come into his own. he's still the same spotty shooter because he can't shoot.
Boo his ass tonight.
He's a horrible shooter.
Boo his ass tonight. If you're a Sixers fan, boo his ass when he's there tonight.
You know, that's what it is. So, again, I like
such a nice guy.
I did. I always liked the kid, but I don't want to hear him cry. Like, I don't. Fear-based and all. He shot a knuckleball.
Yeah.
I mean, I lose patience. And look at Matisse. Matisse, what's he done? He's the same player, except he had a couple games where he hit threes, and they stink. Portland, other than Dame, look what that team is. All right, let's go to the phones.
Not happy today now.
Yeah, I know.
In the blink of an eye, I was good.
Yeah, chaos. It's a chaotic Friday.
And Chuck Fletcher, made me happier. And now all of a sudden I get Painter, I got Matisse Thybulle, and I got Darius Slay.
Well, the Slay thing bothers me.
Yes.
See, the Slay thing, because we knew that could be an issue. And the problem is, I know everybody's like, oh, sign Bradbury. And you may. But Bradbury's better because Slay's on the field.
Yes.
All right? Don't get it twisted. He's better because Slay's on the field. Darius Slay is, I don't know what people think, like, oh, well, just get rid of him. Like,
nah, he's a good corner.
Dude, he's a real good corner. Let's go to Tim. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning. How are you?
All right, buddy.
I got to say that, I've been waiting for this day. I'm a Flyer. Well, I should say I'm a former Flyers season ticket holder. I resigned my tickets on February 28th. That was the day that we had to decide. It was like 3 days before the trade deadline, conveniently. For the last couple of years, I've just kind of dealt with it and been with this team. And look, I'm a lifelong Flyers fan, huge hockey fan, but I think there are way too many of us that have been putting up with mediocrity and the BS that this team has put us through for years. And this year, for me, was the final straw to look at the opportunities that were had and missed in the offseason, and then to look at the opportunities that were had and then missed at this trade deadline. It's the perfect example of absolute mismanagement from the top down. And you're exactly right. I mean, I would love to see Comcast sell the team, but I do think that on February 28th, when we all had to make decisions, I wonder if it was season ticket holders in mass kind of resigning our tickets and saying, forget this. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, I think you guys
contacted within days.
Yeah, I think you guys pushed this over the top. I do. I think the same thing. I think they looked at it and went, oh, wow, man, we're losing scores of people, and there is no faith, and we got to give them a pound of flesh.
No, I mean, 1 pound of flesh is fine, but you know what? There's a lot more work to be done. And I think and as I told my rep when he called and said, what are you going to do? I said, look, there's so much more work that needs to be done before I'm ready to come back. Like, I'm going to sit here and watch, and there better be some moves that make sense, or else, no offense, but I'll take my money elsewhere. The Phillies have some amazing season ticket packages now on Sundays.
Yeah.
Look, I'd much rather spend my money and be happy on a weekend than misery in a Flyers game.
Yeah, and you know what it is? It's the lack of direction, Mike. Timmy, I'm sure that's a big part of it for you. Is that, listen, we all know we're all intelligent sports fans, right? So we know that there's going to be ebbs and flows, and there's going to be a downturn, and there's going to be cycles, right? You got to get the build correctly, and they haven't done it in years. I mean, years.
No, and I'll be the first to admit that, like, I got suckered in by the gimmick of things. Like when I first signed on, I've been a season ticket member now. This was my 5th year. So, it's not like I signed on in the best of times. I've been here through this quote-unquote aggressive retool, rebuild, 3 different coaches, whatever. But when it comes down to it, I bid into gritty. I love gritty. Everybody loves gritty. The city loves gritty. But you know what? That lasted 2 seasons. And this year, and then all the different events that they're having, every single stupid night that they have. You're exactly right. It was just to put butts in the seats. But when you go to a game, the last 2 Rangers games, do you know how embarrassing it is to be out-cheered by the Rangers in your own home stadium?
Yeah, that was it. Man. I mean, you're exactly right. Listen, great call, brother, and I don't blame you one bit. I think you're spot on. So thank you, man. We appreciate it. Let's go to Austin in Cape May. Good morning, Austin.
What's going on, guys? First time, long time caller.
Welcome, buddy.
But the news that happened today, I mean, I couldn't hold my excitement. I mean, I'm at work right now, but I'm not even focused on work at the moment. I got a few questions for you. I just want to ask, do you think that having Danny Briere as the intermittent GM, do you think he has a shot at becoming the full-time GM? Or do you think this is going to be like another puppet scheme where the upper brass has his hands on Danny Briere and kind of like molded him into the direction that they want him to go?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be lying to you if I told you I don't know. And I think you're right to look at it that way, Austin, where you go, all right, I don't know what Danny is as a GM. We know him as a player. We love him as a player. We know him as an ambassador. We love him because he's just an all-around great guy. He's lovable and everything else. He obviously is smart and knows the game. So he has the makings, the bones of being a good GM. But, I feel the same way like you do, which is, are you going to let him be a GM? Are you going to allow this, the direction to go and not be hampered by the voices of the past or whatever's there?
Yeah, we've been let down so much in the past with all these new hopes coming in here, and it just year after year we just get Thybulle. It's just the same song and dance every year now.
I hear you. It just sounds weird that they would do this like after the deadline. Like, why in the world?
Yeah, I don't understand the whole weight on that.
Like, that's all. Listen, I'm happy, so I don't want to just be that guy. However, how could you possibly give him another deadline? Why wasn't he out when you saw that this team was an unmitigated failure without a direction? Why wasn't he fired mid-season? Right around January.
Yeah, I don't know. To not have a direction coming this close to the end of the season is just mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, I'm with you. But listen, I mean, all we could do is kind of go from here and hope that maybe that Danny works out and he's a smart dude and hopefully he's the guy. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope so too. Keep our fingers crossed. But happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Austin.
And we have a new
Chuck
host.
Fletcher. Ow! Stinks.
That's right, stinks.
I mean, listen, I don't know if he's going to be a puppet or whatever.
Right.
Here's what I do know. I like him a lot. I loved him as a player. I loved him as a flyer.
He's a great talker. Right, we've had him on the air.
He's
right?
awesome.
He's great.
No, like he's one of the people that I just love.
Right.
In Philadelphia sports. So, from that perspective, I feel good.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you. I don't know what the upper brass is thinking. And are there other voices, that are around, that are echoing?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about how some teams still have, like the Phillies, a very heavy analytic presence, right? Even though the team's very talented now, so that's not as much of a conversation, but there is still that voice in the back of sometimes Rob Thompson's mind, probably, and sometimes maybe his decisions aren't just his decisions. So there's still voices on all teams.
Yeah, but the Flyers have always had echoes.
Oh yeah.
Now I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going. I don't know what voices echo through that building and come out of Dave Scott's office. I don't know. I really don't. No idea. Now I will say this: Anthony Sanfilippo, who does a good job covering the Flyers, Danny Briere says that he's told an even bigger change is coming at season's end as the franchise looks to fill several roles, in quotation marks. This could well mean a retirement of key individuals at the top.
So I got Paul Holmgren. Oh, that's probably one of those voices that's still there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we might see a new Flyers, which we need to see. But we might see a total shift after the season.
I mean, they need to have a direction, a plan. You got to give me a plan, right? Like, there was no plan.
Nothing.
I never heard of a franchise that had no plan. Like, what's your plan? What are you trying to do? All their signings were silly signings.
So silly.
It wasn't the right way to go build it.
No.
And look, I get, we talk about Ed Snyder a lot, and and I understand the biggest issue, the biggest advantage that Ed had for all those years was no cap.
Right.
And he would just spend, right?
Yeah.
So, that was a big deal. Now, again, ever since the cap came in, they've made bad, and that was at the end of Ed's tenure.
Yep.
Brzgalov, the whole thing, they were just chasing that goalie. And then since then, I mean, look at the moves that they've made over the last decade during what was supposed to be a rebuild. Now, you were trying to build around Giroux, which was smart, but you failed. Everybody you brought in around him failed. And then once you move on, what's your plan? You didn't have a plan. You had to get young.
Right. They traded him mid-season last year at the deadline. I thought at that moment, okay, they're going to blow this thing up. You trade Giroux, you're going to blow it up. And then they didn't. And then not only do they not get rid of guys like Kevin Hayes and Cam Atkinson, who I like Cam Atkinson. I like, Kevin Hayes, maybe not to the money that he's getting. But going into that offseason, maybe the thought process should have been, all right, let's actually try to move these guys and try to stock up on a lot of picks.
You got to strip it.
Yeah.
Like, again, when you were where the Flyers were, you got to strip it.
Yep.
Well,
yeah, that's the Iguodala, Drew Holiday, Spencer Hall Sixers.
I know it's the same thing as the process. But what's interesting is which is actually unbelievable. None of their young players panned out.
No, they were all a mess. I mean Nolan Patrick.
None of them. They made the wrong picks. None of the young players. We got this core, we got that. And remember, the Flyers talk about their prospects even more glowing than the Phillies do.
Right, exactly. And you think about it, some of the guys...
Everybody's another star coming up, and none of them panned out.
Some of the guys that have some talent, and, unfortunately, they have not really taken that second or third step in the NHL. Ivan Provorov's tired of it here. Right, like he wants to get traded.
Yeah, because do you blame him?
No, I don't.
He's been their only credible defenseman for years.
Yeah,
and he logs minutes and minutes and minutes of ice time.
Yeah, he's gonna get traded. Joel Farabee, we read the quote. I think it was this time last week when John Tortorella was like, "Well, maybe his team should shut up," right? Because apparently he was requesting a trade. And I'm not, Farabee, you're not Gretzky, but like. At least that's a guy that you kind of go, all right, maybe he's a part of something moving forward.
I'll be honest with you. They all feel like they're poisoned.
Yeah, they do.
They all feel like they're just poisoned, that they have a virus.
Yeah.
Let's go to Mike in Pensacola. Mike, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Yo, Mike.
Hey, how's it going? Love the show, guys.
Thanks, brother. What's happening, babe?
When I seen that news come across my phone about Slay and the Eagles giving permission to the agent for Slay to seek a trade, my mind just went crazy. I mean, what do the Eagles expect to probably get? I mean, probably the best you could get, maybe a third-round pick?
You're not even getting that.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't for the you want to get something in return like that. You want to trade him to get something. This is you're not. He wants out because this is the last year of his contract, and you're going to try to get what you get because he's going to walk at the end of the year, and you got to get him off the books for this season.
Yeah, and if this doesn't kind of give you certainty that the Eagles are going to take a cornerback with their first pick. Our secondary was one of the strongest parts of our team. And to lose almost possibly 3, maybe 4 of the safeties and your 2 starting cornerbacks, and you draft
if you lose Slay, I got to believe that you're going to go back to Bradbury and make sure you get Bradbury. You can't lose both of them, right?
Is there what type of free agent cornerbacks or trades that they could bring in a corner? Because there are some decent corners coming out, but I don't feel comfortable.
Well, young core, it's hard when you're a Super Bowl team. It's hard to rely on youth at the corner position.
Yeah,
listen, if you had one opposite Slay, that's a different story, right?
Yeah, Yeah, but I wouldn't feel comfortable with a rookie next to Bradbury. I think he's good, but he's good because you have a shutdown guy on the other side.
Yeah.
That you can, I couldn't believe it. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope that they can resolve the issue, at least keep him here. But
it doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the money, what it is.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
buddy.
You can't blame the guy that doesn't want to go play his last year and then go to free agency.
That's the truth. I mean, honestly, that's the truth of the matter. It's why I can't. And good call. I can't get on him because it's the last year of your deal. I mean, that's it, right? I mean, that's the way the game. That's what the free agent game is.
It just bothers me.
What's that?
The Slay thing. Just bothers me, man.
Yeah.
Because you're still a good team. Right? You're still a good team. Now you lose Darius Slay. And what are you going to get for him? Mid-round pick?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like you're going to get a first-round pick for Darius Slay.
No.
As good as he is.
No, it doesn't work like that. Not when his contract's up. I mean, that's part of the problem.
That sucks.
I'm just looking up. The corners available right now in free agency. You got Bradbury's the number one corner.
Mm-hmm.
Jamel Dean from Tampa, who's going to cost you. Cameron Sutton from the Steelers. Patrick Peterson. Marcus Peters.
He's 100 too.
Byron Murphy from Arizona. Isaiah Oliver from the Falcons. No. Jonathan Jones from the Patriots.
Boy.
Sean Murphy Bunting.
Yeah. Okay.
How many times there's a lot of age. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. That's how you reach us. Chaotic Friday to close Geek Week on the show.
Yeah.
It's Cuz Radio with the Tunis. You were doing driving Miss Daisy this morning.
Yeah, it was nice.
You and I.
Yeah, it was nice. Hung out.
Yeah. I loved it. Thank you. I want to thank you for picking me up this morning. Let me tell you about Colonial Marble and Granite, which I love. Colonial Marble and Granite. They are fantastic, and they're here to make your dreams come true. All right, this spring, you know what? I want the kitchen. You want to do the kitchen. You want to do something special to your house. Feel good about your house. That's where Colonial Marble and Granite makes dreams come true. How about this? Fully installed granite countertop for just $14.99. Up to 40 square feet, all-in kitchen, $69.99, including countertops, cabinetry, sink and faucet package. Colonial Marble offers zero money down, 0% financing for up to 18 months on purchases of $19.99 or more. So stop by an area showroom, man. They're going to guide you through your project from selection through installation. Their flagship store is in King of Prussia and has the nation's largest slab yard, over 55,000 square feet of marble, granite, quartz stones. I mean, it looks like God's art museum, man. It's beautiful. I know all about them. My wife and I, we love Colonial Marble and Granite. I know them well. The Papadopoulos family, Nikos, they're amazing. If you have some ideas, you could try out the visualizers on their website. It's fun, easy to use. Great seeing your project come to life before making final selections on cabinetry and countertops. So go to colonialmarble.net and tell them Cuz sent you.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Where do I begin? I'm Andrew Salchunas. This update is brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. You may not always need a new water heater, but when you do, choose Bradford White. Well, I'll start with the biggest news. Chuck Fletcher, Flyers GM, who was just awful, coming up on 5 years this December as the GM of the Flyers. He was fired this morning. Danny Briere is now the interim GM, so we'll find out if he's the guy moving forward. Flyers lost to the Hurricanes yesterday, 1-0. We have kind of conflicting reports about Darius Slay now, Anthony. So Diana Rossini of ESPN said that the Eagles have allowed Darius Slay's agent Drew Rosenhaus to seek a trade. Albert Breer about 10 minutes ago said that Darius Slay didn't ask for a trade per source. So this is all part of negotiations. Will be interesting to see if he and the Eagles can work something out. So that's from Albert Breer. Phillies news, Andrew Painter has a sprained UCL. He's going to be sidelined for a month before he starts throwing again, so we're not going to see him for a while. By the way, another pitcher, Ranger Suarez, called back from the World Baseball Classic because of left forearm soreness. They believe it's just mild, and they just wanted to get it checked out. So that's the latest with the Phillies. By the way, Matisse Thybulle hated playing for the Sixers, apparently, because he's a crybaby, so I can't deal with that. God, we got so much going on today. This update's also brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service that'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. I'm Andrew Saltunis, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
Anthony Gargano, weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, agile, staying ahead of the market at every turn, and finding ways to do more with less. That's never been more important than it is right now. So for a limited time, Comcast Business is introducing Small Business Savings, a deal for companies across the country. When you call in now, you can get powerful internet for just $39 a month for 12 months. $39 a month, with no annual contract and a money-back guarantee. All on the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses, with the company that powers more businesses than anyone else. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call and get started today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Offer ends 3/21/23. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet customers only. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Call or go online for details. After promo, regular rates apply.
BetRivers Online Sportsbook is the place to be. You can win up to $10,000 in bonus money instantly by playing their exclusive BetRivers Squares this basketball season. Place a qualifying bet, and you get a square for free. If the numbers on your square match the final score of the game, you win. Head to BetRiversSquares.com to play. In basketball, you have the local team busy. 5 games this week. Hockey team right after the trade deadline with 3 games. And you know the college basketball tournament's coming up. It's right around the corner. You must be 21 or older and physically present in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Void where prohibited. Maximum bonus is $10,000. Higher probability of lower award. Full terms and conditions at BetRivers.com, including wager and bonus restrictions. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLE.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Campbell here, serial entrepreneur. Here's what our payroll customer, Laura, thinks about us.
Patriot Software and their amazing team are a crucial part of our business. They handle the details of payroll and tax payments, so we can focus on delivering exceptional customer service to our own clients. Patriot's payroll is affordable, easy to use, and it keeps us organized. They're receptive to their customers and strive to demonstrate that each day. Without a doubt, we will be using their payroll services for many years to come. Thank you, Patriot Software. 5 stars.
Go to PatriotSoftware.com to get your payroll pricing for up to 500 employees. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Today on Hey Culligan, sustainability and better water. Here's Sam.
Hey Culligan, I'm really into sustainability. My clothes, my utensils, my food. But how do I get more sustainability from my water?
Super question, Sam, and the answer is an always-on drinking water system from Culligan, which helps eliminate the equivalent of 15 billion single-use plastic bottles a year.
Whoa, that's a ton of sustainability.
416,000 tons, Sam, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Guys, fellas, men, are you Roman ready for the weekend? Right now, generic Viagra, aka Sildenafil, is just $4 per dose at Roman. Just complete a free online visit with a U.S. licensed healthcare professional. If medication is appropriate, Roman sends what you need in discreet packaging with free 2-day shipping. Generic Viagra from $4 at Roman. Go to ro.co/Viagra. Do it today and get 20% off your entire first order. That's ro.co/Viagra.
Did you know that nearly half of all small businesses were the victim of a cyber attack last year? Is your business ready for 2023? Unfortunately, it's not a question of if your business is going to be hit by a cyber attack. It's a question of when. So be prepared before the cyber criminals come after you with Shock IT. Shock IT has provided network monitoring, spam filtering, malware, and ransomware protection, plus backup monitoring to businesses across the country since 1984. So don't be shocked by a cyber attack. Protect your business now at shockit.com. That's shockit.com.
Enjoy a greener, healthier, pest-free lawn with Lawn Doctor. Go to lawndoctor.com to request a free quote today. That's lawndoctor.com.
Save up to $90 on select sets of 4 Nokian tires at AAA Car Care Centers. Not a member? Not a problem. Everyone can save up to $90 on Nokian tires now through March 14th at AAA Car Care. See store for details.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Philadelphia Union Soccer, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic.
.53 across the Delaware Valley. Cuz Radio Tunis. Weird day today. Bizarre day, Tunis.
It's out of nowhere, like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
The Chuck Fletcher news happened when you and I were gallivanting over here to Malvern together. And it was like we celebrated. In Carlos, the Honda Civic, we celebrated. And then all the other news happened. My car's name's Carlos.
I love you.
Come on, man.
I love you.
Carlos the Civic.
I love you.
By the way, can I try to help you out with the Andrew Painter news?
Yes, please.
All right, so Jeff Passan does a great job, ESPN. He tweeted this out about 30 minutes ago. For those who earn their MD on Twitter and say you can't pitch with a torn UCL, let me be extremely clear. Plenty of pitchers not only can, but do. While UCL sprains typically do end up with pitchers undergoing Tommy John surgery, partial tears can be managed. It's just not easy. There's a guy named J.J. Cooper who just does baseball stuff, writes for Baseball America. He put out a tweet in response to this. As an example, Masahiro Tanaka had a partial tear of his UCL in 2014. He threw 150-plus innings each of the next 5 seasons.
Oh, good.
Matt Gelb covers the Phillies for The Athletic. He responded. So he put out a tweet regarding Aaron Nola back in August of 2016. He tweeted out, Aaron Nola's season is over. Saw James Andrews, who diagnosed mild UCL sprain and mild flexor strain, receive PRP injection. He then quote tweeted that saying, since this tweet, Nola has made 170 starts and has thrown 1,039 innings in 6 seasons.
Yeah.
And he never missed time, except for the end of the season where they weren't winning anything. So it sucks.
Listen,
but not overall panic.
You get the idea, right? Like, you understand the idea,
Well, yeah, I'm freaked out. He's 19 years old, and he's already got stuff going on.
And that's it. I mean, that's all we're talking about.
But
like
at
any
least
kind
there's things that have happened in the past where...
Yeah, listen, it's pitching. I mean, that's what it is.
Right.
I mean, you're gonna go through that stuff. Especially when you have that kind of live arm that he has.
Right.
Let's go to VG. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Violations, Greg.
What is going on today?
You said a chaotic Friday. You're right. Chaos.
What's going on? I don't even have my head
abound.
right yet. It's not even like 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Hey, is your bad leg your driving leg?
Yes.
Oh, man, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, I can't. So I'm driving Miss Daisy. So he's driving Miss Daisy.
Yes,
I'm Miss Daisy.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm Morgan.
You gotta get some of the medical cannabis for that pain you're feeling. Enjoy the ride.
Dude, in fact, I'm going to be at Tunis's door at some point over the weekend, borrowing some of his gummy bears.
I can't travel with those.
I'm just joking.
I just want to say, Chuck Fletcher, fine, but the Flyers need to know we are not satisfied. That pound of flesh is nowhere near what we want and we crave. And this goes out to Brian Roberts, he's a great businessman, Dave Scott, Scott and Valerie Camillo. She's flying under the radar. She's the alternate governor of the Flyers respective corps. They all need to be put on notice. We want Holmgren, Barber, Clarkey. They got to go. They can be ambassadors to this city and go to events.
Yeah.
They got to be banned from the front office. They can't have any keys to anything in the front office.
Yeah, I mean, look, they have not gotten it right. They have not gotten the rebuild right. Now, listen, back in the day, I mean, I love Clark. I'll always love Clark. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be straight up. However, they have none of them have had any success post-salary cap. Post-salary cap has been an issue. Drafting has been an issue. Fostering talent has been an issue. Young player development has been an issue. Like they need to revamp this whole franchise, and they need to get young and talent and modern day.
Yeah, I am not slamming Clarkey the player. Totally different person. He has not been since the Lindros era. He hasn't gotten, and all three of them, Holmgren, Clarkey, and Barber. And there's a piece, it was Anthony Sanfilippo, who says that Barber's the main advisor to Dave Scott these days. What? Bill Barber?
Well, I mean, listen, here's a guy that's been around the game forever, right? So, that's what happens. But I agree with you that you got to get a different voice. And that's what you're talking about. The organization needs to have different, fresh ideas. You got it. And by the way, you need a plan. You gotta suffer and go through a real rebuild. They've never done that.
No, I got a betting tip for you, but Danny Briere is not the answer. He's a great guy. He has not learned. He's been under the tutelage of these dinosaurs.
I don't know. I don't know if he has his own ideas. I don't. I mean, he's a smart guy. I don't know, but I don't know if he does or doesn't.
You learn from the best. Anyway, I gave you all the Netherlands. I told you they'd win the pool. They upset Cuba. I'm giving you, just because of Friday, this is a message from the gods. Bet if you can bet the Oscars, because today in Philadelphia, everything is everywhere all at once, and we're confused. It's got to win Best Picture after today.
Yeah, you're right. That's actually a great one. Did you see it?
I did see it. It's a little too much karate fighting for me. Interesting story, parallel universes, all that. Not really my cup of tea, but it was decent. But I like the.
Did you see Babylon? I saw that last weekend.
Which one?
Babylon.
I haven't.
I liked it. I thought it was whacked, but I liked it.
Par was good, but the Banshees, that Irish movie, I think was the most entertaining for me.
I love that movie.
Parallel the history of the Irish.
I love that movie. I thought that was great. VG, good stuff. You thank you, buddy. We appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, look, you know the deal. They need to figure out to actually once and for all rebuild it.
Yes. Yeah, they need
Strip
to figure
it
that
down. Go get Sam Hinkie to come in and be a consultant. I mean, you got to rebuild the damn thing.
Here's the other thing. Does Danny Briere have that mindset? Competitive, he played, right? Is he one of these competitive guys that's like, no, we're going to...
I don't know.
I mean, right?
Like, here's the thing. I can't tell you one way or the other about Danny as a GM. I really can't. I can't tell you if he's fatally influenced by the old guard. I don't know. Maybe he's got a lot of fresh ideas. I don't know. All I can tell you is I like the guy, and that's it.
Right.
I don't know anything more than that. What I will say is they desperately need to strip it down. They got to start over. You got to.
Yeah.
You got to start. You don't have enough young talent to grow it from here.
Right.
Like, they kept trying to fast forward through the damn thing and adding veterans to, we got this group. Look at this group we got. The group, nobody panned down the group.
No, and I got duped by the group. Like that bubble playoff.
Yeah,
now, I did not
did
look at them as a 1 seed. I looked at them as a young team that finishes the 4th seed, and then they won the round robin tournament. But I thought that was a good group to build around or bring a star to play with, right? Like, that's what I expected. And unfortunately, it didn't work out. They fire Lane Vigneault 6 seconds into the next season, which I thought was ridiculous, but that's a hockey thing. And then it's just fallen apart since then.
You can only hope that there's some miracle and Bedard somehow lands in our lap.
Yeah.
Like,
good luck.
I know, but you know how that works,
you
right?
know what? John Tortorella needs to take the rest of the season off for that to happen.
You know, it's one of those
Bring
deals.
Mike Yo back.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to hope the league goes, we need the Flyers to be good.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like the NBA. You know, listen, there's some franchises that are really important to a league.
That's true.
And the Flyers are an important franchise to the NHL.
Yeah, you know, like Adam Silver's begging for the Lakers to, you know, be a top seed in the Western Conference.
I mean, you know, Bedard, like my man Eddie Wright says, equals money, tickets, youth, hope, a build the right direction. I mean, that's what you need.
That's what you need.
All right, Juniors, open the vault.
When we began opening this vault nearly 2 hours ago, we had no real idea what we'd find inside. As it turns out, we haven't found very much.
Well, Anthony, I don't know if this is going to make you feel better or not, but I figured with today's news, Chuck Fletcher being fired, my initial thought was, and I said it to you in the car, hopefully they bring the Flyers back. Hopefully the Flyers come back soon.
Dude, I love the Flyers. I want them to come back. I love all these teams in this town. I mean, that's just a part of it. I'm always, till the day I die, they're gonna be my children, right? Like they went from being my siblings and older siblings to, as you grow, to being your children. Like, you love these teams, and you want them to do well, and you want them on the right path, Chunas.
Yes.
That's all I'm talking
That's
about.
all you're asking for. So I figured, Ant, let's have some fun reliving some of the great moments of Flyers history today in the vault.
I want to. I can't even cry.
Yeah, you can't chase me.
No.
I could run right now, and you wouldn't catch me. So let's start. Let's start at the top, Matty. Let's go 5 overtimes here. Primo.
Richardson backhands it up. The Penguins will change it. It's able to come out relatively easy. Here's Keith Primo with it first. Primo cuts the inside, scores! There it is! Keith Primo! The much maligned center of the Philadelphia Flyers wins this game in the 5th overtime. And the Flyers go back to Philadelphia with the series even at 2 games apiece.
5 OTs. Was that Levy?
Yeah.
Steve Levy, that was good.
Yeah, I love
I know
Steve
he's a good hockey man, but that was a good call. So we start Keith Primo, 5th overtime goal. Let's go to JR. 2004 playoffs, overtime.
Boston and Pipkinen will clear to center. And here's Roenick the other 2-on-1 with the body. Roenick with the puck. Roenick the shot. He scores! He's down! Down, and Roenick sends the Flyers to the Eastern Conference Finals. Sudden death magic for JR, and the Flyers move on.
Playoff hockey. Flyers playoff hockey.
Dude, how great was that?
You heard the crowd. Like, the crowd's, they're nuts because they're passionate Flyers fans are the best.
Like, hey, listen, watching games with a group of people.
Oh, yeah.
Like those playoff games at a bar.
Yeah.
You know, I watched a game. I'm trying to remember what it was like. This is too early, like 2000s. Like one of the good runs. It was probably 2010. And I was at the Palladium, and it was just it was packed, and people, when they scored, it was everybody's cheering and hugging. Like, that's a fun, spring.
Yeah, one of my favorite Flyers memories, because if you think about it, right, like, in terms of bar, I'm 29, so it's not like I was in a bar for the 2010 Stanley Cup. I remember right before the world shut down, the Flyers were playing the Capitals. And they were down like 2-1. And remember, they won 7-2. They ended up winning 7-2, and I was at the Rook in Manayunk, and that place was packed for the Flyers game. Like, people were there to watch the Flyers. And they're lighting the lamp like crazy because they scored 7 goals. The place was going nuts.
Yeah.
And that was a regular season game, but that was part of that 9-game winning streak.
Remember how they were owning Ovechkin?
Yeah. Yeah. And that was just a couple years ago. All right, let's go way back. And we're not even going to go NHL game, but the Flyers take down the Russians.
Oh, wow.
Winding up again. Dropped it over to Harlamov. In his own zone, out to center. Mikhailov backs up again. And they get going on the power play now. Everybody's circling. Gustav is lifted hard by Dupont. Oh, what a check at the blue line. Down the ice for Vasilyev in his own zone. Barber ran into him and knocked him flying. Harlamov in the corner. He had it poked away from the Flyers, getting physical now. Oh, Harlamov was really belted by Bill Barber. Right in. Oh, the backhand shot. And Harlamov is still dizzy after that check. Out it comes to the line. And this is Mikhailov going down. The penalty is over. Flyers at full strength.
As play is underway again, there's no score. The Soviet team is shorthanded on that bench minor. And this is Leach shooting it in. Back of the goal. Lakotko, he was bumped lightly. Barber took a shot. They scored!
Trechak.
That's awesome.
They beat Trechak.
Like, they beat the Russian. Like,
dude.
Like, that's insane. That's such a great story. Like,
seriously, somebody.
has that not been done?
Well, there was a. Was there a 30 for 30? I think there was.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Like a freaking movie. Like,
no, dude.
Like, that's awesome.
Dude, that is definitely that should be a movie.
It should be.
Like, seriously.
They beat the Russians.
You know what? Somebody told me it was in the works.
Okay.
They were trying to get some. It's so hard, man, to try to get any kind of traction. Believe me, I know it. It's freaking hard to do this. And so somebody told me that they were working on it, and it just never. I guess it just never panned out. But dude, you know what was awesome about that? It was like, you know, a lot of high tension, like it is now, right?
Yeah.
And so sports was the you know metaphor for war, right? So the Soviet team is on a North American gambit, right? And they're burying every NHL
Islanders,
team.
right? They beat all those squads.
They beat the Canadiens, which were the beautiful team, right? And they crushed the Canadiens. So then they come to Philadelphia.
To the Brutes.
Like, really?
Right.
I mean, seriously, you were talking about a movie. They come to Philadelphia. And the Flyers, who everybody hated in all hockey, you know, all of a sudden, they're the only hope for, you know, America, Canada, North America, right? You know, democracy. Like, I mean, seriously, we joke about Rocky 3.
Right. This is
Rocky
real.
4.
Yeah.
This was Rocky 4 on ice, but real.
Yeah.
And they were tough. Like, they went after them. Like, you saw the Barber stuff.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah.
Speaking of those Flyers, let's go back to back here, Matty. 74, 75. Both cups. Go ahead. Play them both, Matt.
15 seconds left in the game. 10 seconds. Lawrence shoots it down the ice. Law makes the save. Ladies and gentlemen, the Flyers are going to win the Stanley Cup. The Flyers win the Stanley Cup. The Flyers win the Stanley Cup. The Flyers have won the Stanley Cup.
So, dude, I'll give you a little geek because it's Geek Week.
Yeah.
And because of news stuff, we probably, you know, we got to get back to it at some point. But there was a record, I'm talking wax record. Flyers win the cup, and it was that call by Gene Hart.
Really?
Yeah. And it was like all like calls and like the game. It was a record.
Dude,
and when I was
playing in your house.
I was like a little boy, with a record player, literally needle turntable. I mean, you know, it was the turntables, right?
That's awesome.
And there was a record, and I'll never forget. We put it on. My cousin and I. The Flyers win the Stanley Cup.
I'm sure that's
the
on eBay
Flyers
somewhere.
Win the Stanley Cup.
That's really cool. Very next year, they win it again.
Yeah, and would have thought.
Yeah.
Kindrachuk blocks it. And it comes to the near side. Kindrachuk back to Clement, a breakaway. He scores! Bill Clement for a case of tasty cake, and it's 2-0 Flyers. Clement mobbed by his whole bench. And for Bill Clement, who sat out Sunday's game, that's his first point of the playoffs. And it comes at 17-13. Kindrachuk gets an assist. That's the lone assist, and for Clement, his first playoff goal, and it couldn't be a bigger one. 17-13, the time of the Flyers' second goal. It's been that kind of a series. Face-off, one. It's all over. The Flyers have won the second in a row. The Flyers have won their second consecutive Stanley Cup. Perron and Clark with the cup hoisted aloft. And there's that clenched fist to Bobby Clark saying, attaboy, gang, we did it again.
There you go. Champions again. The record.
Wow, it's there.
Yeah.
How nuts is that?
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. All right, I'll play what we got left here. 2010. Let's do the let's do the Bruins, the comeback.
Love the comeback, dude. Right. Game 7.
Weidman's there. He was careening into Richards. Richards hits the ice. Van Riemsdyk to the puck. Curl drag shot. He scores! Dirty but good. Van Riemsdyk dribbles one home. And the Flyers are on the board. It is 3-1. James Van Riemsdyk. Looks like a 0-5.
Yep.
And they find a Seaman in his Hartnell will take the pass. Move up to the corner. Get knocked to his knees. From his knees. Back to Parent. He'll just dump it in along the wall. Briere is there, centering for Leno. Backhander save, rebound, Hartnell. He scores! They are back! Scott Hartnell with a backhander on the rebound. Beats Rask. And this is a one-goal hockey game. It is 3-2. Battling for the puck, winning the battle. Finds Briere. Briere in all the way around. He scored! It somehow got in. The Flyers have tied this game at 3. Briere just firing it from an impossible angle, and it wound up in. The Flyers, much to the happiness of the throng at the Wachovia Center, have made it all the way back to 3-3. 26 seconds in the power play. Now it's Gagne. Gagne for Leno. Leno to Richards. Richards' shot redirected. Gagne shot. He scores! Simone Gagne! Can you believe it? Power play goal, and the Flyers all the way back now lead this thing 4-3.
Oh, man. Oh, Tunis. That's all we got right now.
Highlights.
Yeah. Graying.
It's like it's COVID again.
Yellowed highlights.
Where we can only do playbacks during COVID.
Yeah.
That's all we got with the Flyers.
We got highlights, and they're grayed and yellow. Oh.
Thank you to Matt and Brendan for helping me put that together.
Nice job, boys. All right, we're going to come back. We'll get back to your phone calls. It is Geek Week as well. I want to hit you with a little Darius Slay stuff. I was just going back and forth with Jeff McClain, who covers the Eagles for the Inquirer. So I'll give you his thoughts on the Slay stuff.
All
right, that's coming up next. 610-632-0975. It's Cuz Radio with the Tunis, and we are live at the Parks Race and Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. What a spot. Hey, you get ready to organize the garage or the attic. Maybe you're remodeling the bathroom. You're doing something this spring. Are you purging this spring? Are you going to purge? If you're going to do the spring purge, you got to get the Bagster. The perfect cleanup solution for all these projects and more. The Bagster bag, a 3 cubic yard dumpster bag. It's sold at Home Depot and Lowe's and local improvement stores everywhere for just $29.99. That's right, just a mere $29.99. The bag's just easy to use. Whatever the cleanup plans are, maybe the garage, the attic, maybe doing that remodeling like I told you. Listen, the Bagster can handle everything, right? It's a bag, so you buy it, you unfold it, all right? You fill it, and then you schedule your collection, and then bang, it's gone. No time limits, completely on demand. Go to thebagster.com for all the details and the store nearest you. Anthony Gargano telling you to clean it up this spring with the Bagster. Dumpster in the bag.
Fanatic Sports Update.
A lot going on. I'm Andrew Saltunis, and this update is brought to you by the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. When someone gets hurt, we know who to call, but what about a mental health crisis? The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline offers free confidential support around the clock. Don't hesitate. Call 988. There's been a lot going on in the land of Philadelphia sports today. We'll start with the Flyers, who fired Chuck Fletcher this morning, which is something that we've all been waiting for. Just strange that they did it after the trade deadline, but whatever. Chuck Fletcher no longer the GM. Danny Briere is the interim GM for the Flyers. There's news about Darius Slay, and apparently he's seeking a trade. There's conflicting reports between Diana Rossini and Albert Breer. Could be a negotiating tactic for the Eagles. Andrew Painter has a UCL sprain, so he's going to be sidelined for a month before he starts throwing again. Matisse Thybulle talked about fear-based play in Philadelphia. He's back tonight. Sixers take on the Trailblazers at 7 o'clock. You can listen live right here. Keep it locked during The Fanatic for all the latest news and information. Major South Tunis, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Cuz, Anthony Gargano. Weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, agile, staying ahead of the market at every turn, and finding ways to do more with less. That's never been more important than it is right now. So for a limited time, Comcast Business is introducing Small Business Savings, a deal for companies across the country. When you call in now, you can get powerful internet for just $39 a month for 12 months. $39 a month, with no annual contract and a money-back guarantee. All on the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses, with the company that powers more businesses than anyone else. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call and get started today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Offer ends 3/21/23. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet customers only. Requires EcoBill and autopay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Call or go online for details. After promo, regular rates apply.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code IMPACT at checkout. That's harrys.com, code IMPACT. Enjoy.
Water running, it's a mess. Call Daniel's Plumbing, he's the best.
Call 267-650-3418. Daniel's Plumbing, now serving Philadelphia, Montgomery, and Bucks County. Also offering sewer lateral and backflow inspections and commercial service contracts.
Daniel's Plumbing, Daniel's Plumbing in Philadelphia.
Hey, Sixer fans, it's Matt Cord for the BetParx app, the official winning partner of your Philadelphia 76ers. The BetParx app is fun to use, build around on what you want right from your phone. It's easy to sign up, great customer service, and faster to win than ever before. Download the BetParx app today. The BetParx app, the official winning partner of your Philadelphia 76ers.
See website for terms and conditions. Must be 21 and in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
When you hire your local Certapro painters, you get
the power of a cut above.
Decades of expertise to transform your home from so-so to virtuoso.
The power of neighborhood painters.
We live where you live and probably like the same pizza place you do. Put
the power of pro
to work for you today. Get your project started at Certapro.com.
Each Certapro painter's business is independently owned and operated. Home improvement contract registration numbers are available at Certapro.com.
Is it time for maintenance on your vehicle? Stop into your locally owned Meineke today for an oil change and get a free tire rotation. Right now, synthetic oil change is just $59.95. Up to 5-quart standard filter plus disposal fees. Tires, brakes, alignments, batteries, exhaust. Meineke, doing car care right.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire the largest injury firm in the world for your injury case? Lots of people hired us. We've collected over $15 billion and won a lot. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, The Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey. More of the Anthony Gargano Show now
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, welcome back. It's Cuz Radio with the Tuners. We're live at the Parks Racing Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's. The madness about to explode, Judas.
Yeah, March Madness, man.
Dude.
Not just college basketball. It's Philadelphia March Madness.
Yes,
out loud.
yes. All right, let me give you this Darius Slay stuff.
All right.
This comes from Jeff McClain, and Jeff does a great job covering the Birds, all right? So he said, listen, here's the deal. It's not about pay cut. He wants a new deal. So he wants to see where his market value is. The Eagles want to restructure to lower the number he's owed this season. Right? Makes sense.
Okay.
So they want to do a longer-term deal, lower the cap number, lower the number this year, moving forward. Because you got to do Jalen.
Yeah.
He's still looking at, CJ no matter what, even though it looks grim. You got Hargrave. So there's a lot that the Eagles are trying to do. So they're trying to rework Slay's deal.
Okay.
He doesn't want to do that. So Jeff believes that he didn't like their initial terms, so now he's going to go shop.
Okay.
And they'll have Drew Rosenhaus. Now, Drew Rosenhaus, I will say,
he's a great agent.
Who always has that reputation of being difficult to deal with. He and Howie have had a good relationship.
Okay.
So, hopefully they'll figure something out.
So what might happen is, like you said, he might find his worth and then be like, look, this is what other teams are willing to pay me.
Right.
Okay.
Because it also means like whatever kind of trade that you get. So, and if you're Rosenhaus, you're looking for a trade, you're going to say, we'll sign with you long term.
Right.
All right. Okay. So that's because the new NFL, and it's smart.
Yeah.
Like the new NFL,
rework a deal.
The agents, like I never understood that. You guys playing their last year of a deal, and now they do sign and trades.
Right.
Right, which makes sense.
So you almost thought it was unwise
like A.J.
for
Brown,
Miles Sanders to have played last year on this deal.
Unless you're a running back.
Okay.
And you're a running back and you just have no leverage. So what are you going to do? You're a running back. You got to go perform, show your worth, and then hope that you can land something. But, it's like I would never do like the second contract for a running back.
You're not going to do it. Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that.
Of course.
All right, let me get to my man real quick. Our buddy Vince from Philly Sports Trips. Now,
yes.
you know that I talk about him all the time. All right, he's incredible. He does the greatest trips known to man. Vince from Philly Sports Trips is currently, Tunis, at the airport.
Dude.
Vin.
Happy Friday, guys. What's up?
Happy freaking Friday for you. And for us, too, because we're going to meet you down there later. Tell everybody what you're doing.
Tunis is first spring training. I mean, that's why we're here.
That's right.
It's for me. It's all for me. Thanks, Vince. Thanks for getting this group together for me.
It's the Virgin Clearwater trip.
Man, I can't wait.
Dude, so you're at the airport right now. How many Phillies fans you got with you?
We have 98 people that will be landing soon. And then we're going to be boarding 2 charter buses, and we're going right to the ballpark.
That's cool.
Going right to the game. We'll check into the Wyndham, and then we'll see you guys, later tonight, right?
Yeah. We're flying down around 7 o'clock.
Yeah, around 7, yep.
And so we'll be down there, be ready to rock and roll with a couple.
We got
I'll be hopping
tomorrow.
Yeah, dude, happy hour, man. That'll be fantastic.
I have Bob on the phone trying to get you a golf cart or something to get you around town. So we're working on it. I'm serious,
See, I love Bob. Bob is the best. So Bob is Vince's partner, Bob Cavanaugh, Cavs Catering, who is he's a food genius,
and
Bobby.
And a great dude.
Yeah, he is. He's a strong dude. But I can't wait to see all the Phillies fans. I can't wait to go see. We're going to see Charlie on Sunday at the ballpark. Yep. That's going to be awesome, Vin.
Sarge is coming tomorrow, too. It's the happy hour with you guys.
Love the Sarge.
Yeah. It's
love
the
Sarge.
I mean, Bob's been coming down here for 20 years, and he always told me it was his happy place. And I didn't, you got to experience it, Tunis, and then you can talk about it. You tell people.
Oh, dude, you have no idea how excited. I packed my bags 2 days ago. I've been packed since
I heard a month ago.
Wednesday.
But all right.
Well, yeah, that's true. I did have the bag already packed a little bit, but I was fully packed Wednesday already. I have my backpack with me already packed. What I normally bring for work, I'm ready to go, man.
Well, I love you guys. Keep doing what you're doing, and we'll see you later tonight.
The best fans in the world, and you are a travel genius, taking everybody.
Right.
A sports travel genius, Vince. We cannot wait. We love you. We love Philly sports trips, and we'll see you down there later tonight.
All right, go Phillies.
Go
Bye,
Phils. See you, brother. There he is, Vince. They had wings and bourbon.
It was like 10:30 in the morning.
I gotta tell you, I love the morning airport.
Oh yeah, the first beer of vacation, the first beer of anything is always pretty damn good.
Doing wings and bourbons at 10:30.
That's a good call. I said to him, that's a breakfast of champions right there.
So next week, this is spring training hotspot. This week and next week, because St. Patrick's Day down there.
Oh, yeah.
So I once did a show on St. Patrick's Day at the ballpark in Clearwater.
Okay.
All right. I was in the outfield, and we were actually just off of the bar, Frenchie's, right there, the bar in the outfield, right? I was just off the bar. If I told you, first of all, I never saw so many beers in my life. All right? I mean, first of all, people are so generous. They just kept putting beers on in front of me.
In front of you. That's
and
great.
I'm like, I love you guys. I'm doing the show, but,
you got to sip one.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
It's just you're kind.
Dude, they were unbelievable. I mean, they went strong from the morning to the night of St. Patrick's Day down at Clearwater. After the game, everybody went out to all the beach bars and everything.
And they're wearing the green jerseys.
Yeah,
the green Phillies jerseys.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, Clearwater is fantastic. You know what I mean?
All right, let me do it. Let me check it out, Ant. For literally just you and me and anyone that's going. The weather report. It'll be 75 and sunny tomorrow, 80 and sunny Sunday. High 78 Monday, 60% chance of rain. It does dip into the 60s Tuesday and Wednesday while we're there.
Right.
But look, I'll take it.
Dude, you'll take it because you'll love it. And it's baseball, man. It's so relaxed. Baseball is so great and relaxed.
Oh, my God. Well, yeah. You know
all right.
me.
Spring training is always a fun time. We'll get to see the skip.
I have a feeling that this is going to begin something for me. Like, if I love it as much as I think I'm going to love it, this will probably end up being an annual trip.
Yeah, you're
bring Coop down.
Yeah. My only regret is the family. I wanted to bring the family down.
Yeah.
But it was just too much. That's my only regret.
Yeah. Plus, they got all the sports,
Yeah. Let's go to Rob. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Yo, Rob.
Happy Friday to you, gentlemen. How we doing?
What do you say, Robbie? How are you, brother?
All smiles today. I'll be honest, I was at PennDOT trying to get some driver's license work done, and my chef buddy sends me a message going, yo, Chuck Fletcher's out. And I stopped everything I was doing in the middle of that just to call and be like, you lying to me? Made my absolute week. I've been watching his team since I was 9. I'm 35 now, and I just had never been this unhappy with him.
Yeah.
And a lot of it has to do with Chuck. And
yeah.
I've gone to games, tried to make something the best out of it. But when the best thing you can do going to the park is getting a chicken sandwich and some donuts, it's not exactly an enjoyable time.
No, you got insomnia cookies now, man.
Yeah. It wasn't open the last time I went. I was like, no! But now I'm more excited to actually want to go now. There's some positivity moving on. And it's just everything I've been wanting I've been wanting this for about a year and a half. It's just nice to see finally somebody's listening. And I really do think it was that town hall really switched everything.
Yeah.
So
there was a lot of talk, right? And I think the season ticket holders not re-upping. I think, it was a loud cry over the last couple of weeks. And, I'm sure they heard it. And my guess is, now here's my one issue, is you give the guy a deadline. Like, you had to realize that you are where you are now. And so you fired him after the deadline?
Yeah,
I mean, for real?
I'm not the biggest Dave Scott fan, I'll be honest. It's frustrating when I don't see someone that's involved themselves with hockey all the time lead something like that.
Right.
So, yeah, when you got a lot of talking people in your ear trying to say some stuff, you got to listen to the fans. We're at the games. I've been upstairs in Revolutionary Row, and that's the closest you can get to those, heads of department, and people are yelling up from the downstairs up at them.
Yeah, I know.
This is a mess, and this has been 2 years now. You can't.
And really, it's been beyond 2 years, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talk about, because when you fail on a rebuild, it just, it piles up. It's like, garbage that just piles up and piles up. If you don't get it right, it just becomes trash.
Yep.
And that's what it is.
Yes, it is trash. And from being so happy, the 2010, I was listening to the whole vault thing. That was the happiest time I ever went. I went down to Xfinity Live the first time it was open. Later on in the years, I've been so happy at this team, and it's my favorite sport, favorite team all time. Nothing beats them to me. And I'm just happy that we can make some progress on it. Yep. I wish Danny all the best of luck with everything. Was always a great player when I watched him, and I think he'll do good. I'm looking forward to the bigger changes that Sanfilippo did say, possibly. Great. But I have some positivity. I haven't had that in years.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure
I'm glad
voice the happiness to the crowd.
It's a great call. And you're right, because our gripe is because we care, right? It's about love of a franchise. And, listen, we all get the business aspect of it. But you got to get the play on the ice, on the field, on the court. You got to get that right.
And to be, a little overficial, we've had how many other teams of this city go to the final this year? Yeah. It would have been nice to at least have a shot at it, Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not even, and great call, Robbie. I'm not even talking about finals. I'm not thinking about cups, even though it's been 50 years.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, you got to give me
a plan.
Exactly. That's what I want. I'll take the process. This town's already proved that it would do a process.
They'll get behind it, yeah.
I mean, it's a smart fan base. You got to build with young talents, young, transcendent talent. I know it's hard, but you got to put yourself in a position to get every chance that you can get that young talent. And they've drafted woefully.
Oh, God, it's been awful.
I mean, just woefully.
Yeah, it's been terrible, and that's why it's part of the reason why you're in this situation, because you've had nothing coming up through this incredible system that you claim to have. By the way, Matt Barrett on Twitter checks in. It was the God Bless the Flyers vinyl record, which he has unopened.
Wow.
In front of I didn't see what jersey it was.
Dude,
it's got a jersey signed. And the God Bless.
It's a Mel Bridgman jersey.
Oh, is it really?
I think. It's either that or because it's number 10. Or
it could be G.
Yeah.
No. G was 28?
Yeah.
Richards or Carter? Richards or Carter was 10.
Look at this, dude. Look at that. God bless. I had this album.
That's awesome.
I had this thing. That's unbelievable. All the exciting play-by-play action, highlights, interviews of the 73-74 championship season and the Stanley Cup victory.
That's cool.
By Gene Hart, narrated by Don Earl. That's unbelievable.
That's really cool.
Wow.
Now,
I think this was my cousin's, cousin Joey's.
Okay.
Look at that.
That's nice. We have video yearbooks now, which is awesome, right? But this is cool. That's really
fantastic,
cool.
Dude.
Oh, it was a John LeClair jersey.
Johnny L.
Signed John LeClair. L.
Look at that. Look at that, John LeClair. See, I mean, that's a good era, right? That's a good era.
Yeah.
The LeClair, I mean, that was one of the all-timers.
Real quick, from Todd Zalecki, Andrew Painter said he's, quote, pretty confident Rest and rehab now will avoid future surgery, citing opinions from Phillies doctors. It's pretty mild, Painter said. He said he absolutely believes he'll be back pitching games this season.
Oh, thank God.
So it's coming from Andrew Painter himself.
Thank God. Here's your number 10s. Leclerc. Wow. These are bust out. They talk about geeking out over jersey numbers.
Yeah.
Dude. I hated Brady Shen, though. Oh, my God. How about that Mike Bullard?
Wow.
You never heard of Mike Bullard. Mike Bullard was one of these Flyers that they got late in his career. He was a great player for, like, the Flames. He was a goal scorer, and he got here late. How about that Brad McCrimmon, Mel Bridgman, Bill Clement?
Oh, there you go.
His number 10s. These are number 10s. It's good for Geek Out Week. Let's go to Matt. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Yo, Matt.
Happy Friday, guys.
Happy Friday, Matty.
So I was the one that organized the protest tomorrow. And
cool, man.
Good job.
Thank you. But really, have you ever heard of a GM getting fired in March in hockey?
Right, after the deadline, I know.
I kind of feel like it was almost a direct response to the press of this protest was getting. And I love Mr. Playoffs. I trust them, but I really, if we are blessed by the hockey gods and win this draft lottery, do we really trust this organization with developing a superstar like Bedard?
Well, listen, one step at a time, right? Like, I feel you. You got to get a new direction. I agree. Let's see what else shakes out at the end of the season. But I agree with you. I think you need major change. I don't know. Again, I don't know what kind of GM Danny will be. I'm hopeful. Obviously, I like him. I know we all like him. So I'm hopeful that he could be the guy. I don't know. Here's the thing. We got to just hope and pray that you get lucky and you get a pick where you can get a player. There's some, besides Bedard, there's some talent there.
I agree. Is it okay if I promote it for tomorrow?
Go ahead.
All right. So everyone, we're meeting up at the Broad Street Bullies Pub outside of Xfinity Live. It's going to be a peaceful protest, no violence. Wear your Flyers gear and make some signs. Let's have fun.
You got it, buddy. Good luck with it, Matt. Take it easy, brother. Of course. Listen, we're here as a conduit, for the fans. I mean, we're an advocate to the fan base. So, listen, I think if you're going to do what Matt's doing, you know what that is? That's born out of caring.
Yes.
And quite frankly, the Flyers brass should feel blessed that people still care about this team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the messaging. The fact that we care is a big deal.
Yeah, because we always say the worst thing is apathy.
It's
the worst thing.
That's poison.
So it's good that the Flyers got this kind of kick in the face by people.
Yeah,
the last couple of weeks.
I agree. Apathy is the poison, man. I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah,
the fact they care like that. So you were telling me that, and I remember this, that Rob Zombie was trying to make that movie.
Yeah,
and I remember that.
Strange story. So,
and because it's funny because I remember thinking, wow, how did Rob Zombie get involved with that story? I love that story.
So Ryan sent me a link, and apparently Rob Zombie was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and this story came out in 2019. And he wanted to do a story on the Broad Street Bullies 1974. Here's one of the quotes. It was about the 1974 Philadelphia Flyers. The true story is so insane that you can't believe it's real. They were a fledgling team. Nobody cared, so they basically built a team of tough guys. They won the Stanley Cup twice based on being so terrorizing other teams were scared to play them. And then he says you go back and you watch the fights that took place during those seasons. They literally went into the crowd and they were fighting with fans, and it doesn't seem like good-natured, like we're going to go. It's like gripping someone by the hair and punching them in the face until their teeth are all gone type of fighting. So he was obsessed with it. And apparently, a lot of Rob Zombie loves violence, right? And that's why he does some of the movies that he does. So he went to the team and asked the Flyers for video archives. And he said it wouldn't move. He said, quote, I don't know if the team and the team owners want to glorify that time, which to me is strange because they've never left the past, the Flyers.
Yeah. Quite frankly, I'll be honest with you, a project like that, first of all, what I would do, and believe me, I've already tried to do this. What I would do, because I love that story. I love the story of the Russians, right? Mm-hmm. But to me, that story of the 74 Flyers is a docuseries.
Right.
It's, I love the winning time. It's 1974 is such a rich kind of texture backdrop for the series. It should be a series. I wrote a treatment. I pitched it to a friend of mine, and it didn't go anywhere. But it was the characters are awesome.
Oh my God, yeah.
And by the way, it's just it's fighting, and it's of a time that is so different now.
Right.
What makes it interesting is that it's so foreign. It's so foreign of a concept. Mm-hmm. That people go, well, that actually happened?
Right.
That kind of fighting and physicality.
And this isn't Mouse at the Palace, right? This is every night. Right?
It was every night. Right. It was, and the characters are awesome.
Yeah.
They really missed, to shame. I wanted to do it so bad. And I remember when Rob Zombie, in fact, I was trying to talk to his people about it, but I wanted to do the script. I wanted to do a series. I think it's an 8-episode series.
Well, not
6-episode series.
Not to bring the mood down, but you could try it again because you're coming up on 50 years
I know,
soon.
Dude, I hear you.
So,
I hear you.
We're the shot.
Yep. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. It's Cuz Radio with the Tunis as we hang at the Parks Racing Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's in Malvern, and we're going to talk about the Bet Parks Sportsbook app because you can't get to the Parks Racing Sportsbook right here. It's unbelievable. You got to get the Bet Parks app. It's fabulous, man. It's unbelievable, this app. You got to check it out, and it's tournament time. So even more reason to download the app. Right now we got wall-to-wall basketball. It's already started. It's starting soon, actually noon. Purdue and Rutgers. You got great games today. Tennessee, Missouri, Alabama, Mississippi State, Temple, Cincinnati.
Let's go
TU, 3 o'clock. And they should beat Cincinnati, man. They're a 5-point dog. I like TU today. Penn State, Northwestern. We got, what else we got here today? We got a whole mess of it. UCLA, Oregon's a good game today. Kentucky, Vanderbilt. All kinds of great hoop happening. So download the Bet Park Sportsbook app. I know you love it. It's just fantastic. Got everything for you. So make sure you use it, you download it. It's got all the stuff that you want right here on the betparks.com. Check it out. They have all the details. You got to be in PA or New Jersey. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Flyers firing Chuck Fletcher. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to us by Pets Plus Natural. Pets Plus Natural is the home of free pet food. With Paw Points, you earn free food and cash back on every purchase. That's why for over 35 years, Pets Plus is Philly's favorite family-owned pet store. Visit petsplusnatural.com for a location near you. Busy day in Philadelphia sports. We'll start with the Flyers, who fired Chuck Fletcher this morning after 5 seasons of just absolute dreck. Danny Briere will be the interim GM. We'll find out what his status is moving forward, whether or not he'll be the GM moving forward. Who cares? They lost to the Hurricanes yesterday, 1-0. Darius Slay is there's a negotiating tactics going on. He's reportedly seeking a trade, but not 100% sure if that's actually what's happening or if he's just looking for some value or what his worth is. Andrew Painter, UCL sprain. He'll be out for a month. Matisse Thybulle is coming back to town tonight when the Sixers take on the Trailblazers. Tip off at 7 o'clock. You can listen live right in the Fanatic. He said in a story today in the Inquirer that it was fear-based play when he was here in Philly, and he feels wanted in Portland. Gotta love that. This update is also brought to you by Jefferson Health. At Jefferson Health, there are more than 12,000 caregivers who push beyond what's possible. It is healthcare, rooting care. Jefferson Health, that's uncompromising care. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Anthony Gargano Show on 97.5 The Fanatic.
This week's Pro to Watch is brought to you by Bradford White. Bradford White water heaters are built to be the best. This week's Pro to Watch is an executive named Howie Roseman, who has more decisions to make after fielding a great team in 2022 in order to do a return visit to the big game in 2023. So many veterans not under contract. So many choices to make come draft time with 2 first-round picks. A week at the Combine now probably clutters his mind even more. Howie, you're on the clock, and the draft doesn't begin till late April. For exceptional hot water performance for your home or your business, ask a plumbing professional about installing a Bradford White water heater. Because whether it's gas or electric, tank or tankless, how you heat your hot water, it matters. So choose the quality, efficiency, and reliability of Bradford White for your starting lineup. To learn more and to find a pro near you, visit BradfordWhite.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. This ad is paid for by the settlement specialists.
Attention all current and former firefighters, including civilian and military firefighters. If you or someone you love was exposed to chemical-based firefighting foam or AFFF and were diagnosed with cancers such as bladder, kidney, prostate, testicular, and pancreatic cancer, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Call 800-890-0467 now to see if you qualify. Chemical-based firefighting foam, or AFFF, has been used for decades to fight fires because it's highly effective at extinguishing petroleum and jet fuel fires. But studies have shown that chemicals used to make AFFF are highly toxic to humans. The Centers for Disease Control and American Cancer Society have reported that these chemicals may be linked to various cancers. If you or someone you love was exposed to chemical-based firefighting foam, call now as you may be entitled to significant compensation. Don't wait. Time is limited. Call 800-890-0467 now to see if you qualify. Call 800-890-0467. 800-890-0467. 800-890-0467.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart, and I have a question for you. You know that unwelcome guest everyone wishes would just leave already? That's COVID-19. That's why I got an updated booster designed to help protect against recent Omicron variants. Got it? Check eligibility and schedule your updated COVID booster at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh yeah, love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingaroner, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
Penalty is charged.
If you are a personal injury attorney in the Philadelphia area, we dare you to Google, who's the best lawyer near me? If your firm does not show up on the first page of the search results, then you are guilty of marketing malpractice.
For as little as $499 per month, BuildMeABetterSite.com will create and manage your website to ensure your law firm shows up for new clients who are ready to sign. Visit BuildMeABetterSite.com for your free demo.
BuildMeABetterSite.com is a small business resource of 97.5 The Fanatic.
Just before I put away the tools and settled in to relax for the summer, Tom, my neighbor, challenged me to a yard competition. I mean, it wasn't spoken between us per se, but I could see the look in his eyes. But I'm not worried. I've got Lawn Doctor, and in no time, I'll be winning this subconscious contest. I just gotta sit back and watch the grass grow. You know, your lawn can be great too. All you gotta do is call Lawn Doctor and get a no-hassle quote today. Enjoy a greener, healthier, pest-free lawn with Lawn Doctor. Watch your back, Tom.
Philly fans, your 2022 Eastern Conference champions, Philadelphia Union, are back in action at home this Saturday night at Subaru Park when they take on the visiting Chicago Fire FC. Don't miss the action as the Union battle their way back to the playoffs this season. Tickets are limited, so be sure to grab yours at PhiladelphiaUnion.com. Watch every Union game this season on MLS Season Pass. Tune in all season long to 97.5thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, or on your smart speaker. 97.5 The Fanatic is the official 2023 Union Radio broadcast partner, presented by Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia.
Pennsylvania is a wonderful place to live out our golden years.
We cherish the loved ones who cared for us, and now we must care for them. That includes looking out for signs that someone is trying to harm or exploit them, and taking action. Let's make sure all the older adults we know are living in the safety, comfort, and dignity we all deserve. If you suspect abuse, call Pennsylvania's Elder Abuse Hotline at 1-800-490-8505. Learn more at aging.pa.gov. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Philadelphia Union Soccer, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic.
11:51 across the Delaware Valley. Dame in town, cuz.
Yeah. Remember we cheered for him last year?
Yeah.
We want Dame.
We love Dame. We want Dame. We love Dame.
I still do. I would still wish that you were on the team.
Yeah, that was funny.
But hey, what are you going to do? He's Portland till he dies.
Yes.
He's Matisse Thybulle's teammate.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
No fear when you're not contending.
Right. It's the truth.
Like, that's the thing. Like, good for you, Matisse. You're now in a laid-back town that doesn't care about basketball. And, obviously Portland back in the day, they did. But, who cares about that squad? Or do Portland Trailblazers fans care anymore?
No. I don't know. I don't.
So he's in a laid-back town that doesn't really care that much. They're not going to win anything.
I'm sure
so
they care.
There's no pressure.
But yeah, I listen, dude. I hear you. I'm over trying to figure out what that is.
I'd smack him upside the head today.
I got a birthday, my man Tony the ref. Yesterday it was his birthday.
Happy birthday!
And Tony, who came to see us here at the Parks Racing Sportsbook, Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. And he's one of the great refs in the area.
Yep.
The great contributor to our conversation yesterday about referees and umpires and officials.
I'll give one more birthday, yo.
Who you got?
The General. Today.
What?
Yes. On T.Y. Johnson.
The General's birthday?
Yes. Happy birthday, Tyrone.
Happy birthday, General. The Tyrant. I love it, man.
That is a great segment idea.
I said you should do that. The Tyrant.
Yeah, it's great.
He's the Tyrant. I think it would be awesome. All right, let's get back to the phone lines. Talk to all of our friends. TV Talk coming up in about a half hour.
12:30. Yeah.
About
a half hour. Yeah.
All right. Sean, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Yo, Sean.
Yo, it's cuz.
What is it, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What do you say, Stanley?
Yeah, I'm trying to listen. So I kind of disagree with what y'all just said with the whole Matisse thing. I mean, I'm gonna tell you why.
That was the truth.
I'm gonna explain why.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the expectations are different. Obviously, when you don't have a lot to do, it's gonna be a level of freedom when that pressure is off you, right? And a lot of times, especially with younger guys, when you coming into a situation where a team is winning or trying to win, sometimes those guys fold. They get to that point later on in their career as they grow. So I don't really care about it. Like what he said. Like it's not saying what he said is not true. Like I don't know. Like sometimes I feel like we take things too personal.
I mean, here's the thing, Stan. He's 26. Like it's not like he was false.
See, I just disagree with what he said.
No,
I don't think it's accurate.
Well, what did he say that was inaccurate?
Well,
he said that he felt like and people.
He got plenty of opportunities to prove that he could be a shooter.
No, I'm not saying he didn't.
So that's what he's telling you. That every time I missed a shot, I was pulled out of the game. Well, you're missing what transpired the previous years when you got every opportunity to win a job.
Yeah, and he also said he feels wanted in Portland. He had a freaking mural here in Philly.
No, he did. No. Yeah, that's true. But in that part, but. I don't know, like with Doc. I mean, we can't say Doc is over here playing Montrezl Harrell, and Matisse is getting DMPs. Now Montrezl is not playing, so okay, it's cool. But there was a stretch where you're like, well, why isn't Thybulle in there at least for defense? when Montrez is giving you nothing.
Well, forget about Montrez. They play different. Montrez is a backup big. I mean, Matisse Thybulle, you couldn't play him because he just gave you nothing offensively.
I guess.
I got to disagree. And again, this has nothing to do with, I don't care if he criticizes the fan base or the team or whatever he wants to do. I always like the guy. I just think he's inaccurate and he didn't take responsibility. Like if, one of the problems I think that today we have is we don't take responsibility. Everybody's looking to cast blame. Blame somebody. Well, why don't you blame yourself? Because you shot a knuckleball.
I definitely agree with that. I know that whole notion about, okay, we don't, like our players and stuff like that. The problem, I think, is you have the people who are negative are a lot louder. It's the same thing I said about with Joel Embiid when people were saying, oh, well, Joel's going to ask for a trade because of all these fans. It's like, listen, you got 100 fans that love Joel Embiid. You got maybe, 3 people, 4 people, maybe 10 people who don't like him. But what happens is it seems like more people focus on those 10 who don't like him than the other 90 who are in love with him.
I think that's human nature, though. I think that's the squeaky wheel syndrome, that it happens everywhere, all walks of life.
Yeah, I agree with you. I love getting some wisdom from you.
Well, I love talking to you, Stan. You know that.
I don't know. What I was really going to say beforehand, it kind of just swerved me from what I originally was going to talk about was with the Sixers. Just I like the direction they're going in, and I was trying to say that I think this team has a little spark to them. They got some mojo going to them. I know we've heard the whole thing about Harden and the Houston thing, which I kind of just don't see it. It just doesn't really make too much sense to me. But I'm looking at him and I'm saying to myself, how is a guy who is top 10 in MVP rankings right now, and you look at the other 9 guys who are on there with him, all of them are all-stars and he wasn't. And I'm baffled by this. And I'm like, why is this? But at the same time, I like it because if that's the case, if we're going to be under the radar, then cool. Don't even talk about us at all. I think we get annoyed because the Sixers can win 10 in a row and you don't hear anything. And then as soon as they lose one game, the world is falling,
Yeah, so, I hear you, buddy.
But that's fine. I'm going to take that, man. But I'm hoping they can keep pushing forward, get a W tonight, get a W over the weekend, and hopefully we can just keep racking up wins and moving up, maybe get that number 2 seed.
Yeah, man. Without a doubt. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Doubt.
Take it easy, Stanley. My thing with Matisse, I like Matisse, right? I always like Matisse. But, dude, give me a break that you can't,
Yeah, and here's the thing. I keep on going back to the feeling wanted thing. Matisse Thybulle in his career has averaged 4.5 points per game, 2 rebounds a game, 1 assist per game, 1.5 steals per game. Those numbers are terrible. And yet he was treated like he was the guy that they unearthed from the process.
Yeah.
And he's very talented.
See, my beef is you can't cry and you can't claim that we're treated poorly and you didn't get any opportunity. Fear-based. Fear-based. Yo, dude, you got every opportunity in the world for years.
Yes.
You got a horrible shot.
He's 26. It's not like he's 10.
Exactly.
He's 26 years old.
Dude, that's where, you know what, it's not even Thybulle as much as it's just today's society, man. Yeah. Everybody has an excuse.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's just stop, dude. Especially athletes. Everybody blames everybody else.
And here's the other thing.
It was funny. I had a lesson with Massimo.
Okay.
Right? Because when he plays poorly or he does something that's not incorrect, he's a blame game kid.
Yeah.
Right? And I won't have it. I go, dude, I don't want to hear you talk about officials, umpires, refs. No. We don't do that. We blame ourselves, and we work so the mistake doesn't happen again.
And you get better, yeah.
We don't blame coaches. We don't blame, teammates. We don't do that. And that messaging somehow gets lost.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good messaging. It really is. And it's crazy. So the fear-based thing, right? So I'm trying to think, all right, what made him think this? So he's on a team with James Harden, Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey. There's not many shots to go around, right, if you're Matisse Thybulle. So maybe is that what he's saying? Like, oh my God, I had very limited times to actually shoot the basketball, and I better make it, or I'm not going to get the ball as much. Well, isn't that sports in general?
Yeah,
like that's sports in general. If you're not one of the better players on the team, you've got to make the most of your opportunities. Don't give me fear-based. So now he's on a bad team in Portland. He chucks up 6 threes. He goes 1 of 6. That he's happy about that.
Dude, I feel you, man. I mean, I'm with you. I just don't understand it. I'm sorry. It just bothers me. Like, it's the nature of sports is, can you do the job or can't you do the job?
Right, exactly.
If you can't do the job, I got to find somebody else to do it. Check your phone.
Got it.
Thank you, 97.5.
You're welcome.
Let's go to Dave. Get this thing to work. Dave. Dave, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Yo, Dave.
Hey, cuz. First time, very long time.
What do you say, Dave?
Hold on 1 second, Dave. Sorry to interrupt you. Story from Tim McManus, Brandon Graham staying with the Eagles, 1-year deal.
BG!
So Brandon Graham will stay. He's not even testing free agency.
I knew BG would stay.
I'll try to see how much. I mean, it doesn't really matter. $6 million, up to $6 million. So team-friendly deal.
Incentive. That's VG. That's BG,
That's
man.
good news.
Yeah, good. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dave. You got all the time in the world.
Hey, I am so pumped about the Flyers because I've been a fan of that team. I'm 36. I've been a fan since I was 9 or 10 years old. And all they've done for the, 10 years, like 2012 was the last time they probably had a legit team, have just been mediocre. I canceled my ticket plans 5 years ago. I don't know. So I just, like most of the fans of the city, I've just been so down on this team, and I'm so happy that they're finally just seem like they're going to blow it up.
Yes.
Start over.
Yes.
And I hope they take this a further direction. And, like Tampa and Boston's always good. Why don't you maybe look into who their assistant general manager is?
I know.
You know what I mean?
Know. I mean, the Bruins are ridiculous, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're awesome. Like, maybe look into who their head scouts are.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? You got the money.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. So I'm curious to see what they do going forward, but this is definitely good news because I want to get to the point where, I want to go down there again. When they're good, I want to go at least 3 times a month.
Sure.
And,
it's not even, you want to go down there, but it's just you want to follow them all season. You want to look forward to a game. See, the issue is, during a long regular season, it feels like a waste of time. Like, if I know they're in the right direction and they got a young player, and they may stink, but I'm watching them because I want to see the young players. I want to see the growth, right? Like, I know that they're a direction. So now I'm in on the rebuild. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can get behind. Like, if like the Sixers did, if there's a plan, and this is the plan, and I know that they're going to stink for 3 years, but they're going to acquire top-level talent and build a team, then I can get behind that. And I'll even still go to games. Why not? I love hockey. But I even, for the last few weeks especially, I've been watching college basketball games I don't care about the Flyers at a protest because I am so down on them at this point.
I know.
So, and another thing, I'm actually going to the World Baseball Classic. I fly tomorrow.
Wow!
That's
really?
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I went for a game in Miami a few years ago when Adam Jones hit the walk-off single against Columbia.
Oh,
it was
cool.
Yeah, it was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had, and I'm a ballpark junkie. I haven't been to that one yet, so I get to check that out. But I'm going to go
Who are you seeing?
I'm going to all Team USA games in Phoenix. So they play Great Britain tomorrow, Mexico Sunday, and they play Colombia and Canada.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's fantastic, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
What you were just out there. Is there any restaurants or anything you recommend going to?
There is yes, you got to hit this pizza place that's renowned, actually. It's unbelievable.
Oh, it's the one where Bob and Pat said it might actually be the best pizza that they've ever had.
It's real. No, it's Pizzeria Blanco, it's called.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be really, really incredible. Got great. We couldn't get in it and it's like supposed to be really, really good. It's upscale. Try it out. All right.
All right, cuz. Well, thanks a lot. And,
Enjoy. Let us know how the trip went, man. I want to hear about that. That's cool. Thanks, pal.
Yeah,
I would love to. I'm sorry. I would love to hear that. That's very cool.
Dude, I just saw a video on Twitter. Sauce Gardner posted this. I think it was on his Instagram yesterday. Him, Garrett Wilson, and Breece Hall were together. Remember Sauce Gardner picked off Rodgers last year, and then he stole the cheese head from the crowd and wore it?
Yes.
He kept the cheese head. So he, Breece Hall, and Garrett Wilson, as a peace act, burned the cheese head.
Oh, dude, I love Sauce Gardner. That's awesome.
And they're trying to recruit Rodgers. And now, of course, everybody's going. Micah Parsons tweeted a GIF of Zach Wilson. Can you imagine you're Zach Wilson and you're waking up and you're seeing that tweet?
Well, listen, in the same token as Matisse Thybulle or whatever it is, so what?
Yeah,
dude, you stunk.
Yeah,
you got more. You got more opportunities. You got your opportunities. You stink. Now you got to go. I mean, that's it. Right or wrong?
That's right. I love this tweet from Tom Moore regarding Matisse Thybulle. He quote tweeted Pompey's story. Matisse had among the most open three-pointers in the NBA, yet couldn't convert a decent percentage, period.
He's right. Like, I don't want to hear him talk about fear-based. Seriously, you're a professional athlete.
Yes.
Not fourth-grade basketball.
Period.
He's a nobody.
My God. And by the way, he's acting like he's now Steph Curry. Steph Curry.
He's 3-D, Matisse.
I mean, are you kidding me? You see, the other night, they lose by 30, 25. He's 0 for 4 from 3. Yeah. He scores 2 points in 20 minutes.
Because his first, you know what happened, Amp? His first game, he had that 4 of 6 from 3, and he got chesty.
Yeah.
This was just what I needed, Ant.
Yeah. Listen, he always
we
seems
see
like a
that
nice
all
kid.
the time.
I don't wish him any ill will, but shut the bleep up, dude.
See you tonight.
Yeah, you're going to get smacked. Sean, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Sean.
Bleep Matisse Thybulle.
Yes.
I mean, nerd. Get out of here.
Nerd.
Don't say that crap every day. He's putting up those stats. I could do those stats. Loser. I'm 5'4". I could do that. What's up, guys? Yeah, I'm a little bummed. I was supposed to be with you guys down in Clearwater.
What happened?
I had the trip booked and everything. I had to get back surgery back in the middle of January. So I was out for a while. I had to pull the trip back a little bit. Yeah, it's going to be my first time down there. My wife's been down there a bunch. So we're going to do the whole trip together. But
well, next year, man, get that back straight. And next year, baby.
You guys have a couple beers on me and then 4 million and represent well.
I'll take care of that.
My man. Yeah, dude, the Chuck Fletcher timing kind of sucks. I don't understand why they waited that long. That just makes you feel like they don't have the finger on the pulse that they need to be. I know they feel good about Danny Briere, but I don't want them just to slide into that because that's the easy rap. I want them to do their due diligence and find a guy to get back to where they need to be. So when the Flyers are great, it's awesome. It's down a buzz. Playoff hockey is awesome, and when you're there perennially, like we've been for decades, and then you're just in this lull. Like I can't stomach to watch a game anymore. And it feels like we got a coach in Tortorella who knows what to do, and he's not afraid to tell us, how bad we are.
Yeah, and the problem is, and when you look back on it, he was the wrong coach for this year.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
Like you just, you were supposed to wait. Like I like Tortorella. I think he's a really good coach. You're supposed to wait on a guy like that. You're supposed to be bad this year.
Like he probably would have been available next year. I don't think I'm able to scoop him up. But I mean, for them to bring him in with Fletcher there, and that they knew that they were probably going to dump the guy. It just didn't seem like the right time. But I mean, maybe if they thought that he whipped the organization into shape itself, then and go from there. But yeah, I just don't want. I don't want to go into another season. And yeah, it might not pick up immediately, but I want to see something to look forward to next year.
Yeah, even if it's like, listen, I don't mind you being bad, right? Like I don't mind you starting over.
No, we're used to that.
Right. Like I just want to know that we're going in the right direction. And we have a plan, and the plan is to get young and get talent, and to, that's what I want.
Yeah, because right now it's just like watching like a slow drain. You're there's no end in sight.
No, it's not even that. You know what it is? Again, I go back to it. It's driftwood, right? It's the plastic milk carton in the ocean, I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah. Where's it going to end up?
Yeah, you don't know. Exactly. Sean, feel better, buddy.
All right, you guys are the man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate it. What do you got? You sound runnerish.
No, I'm not. I don't know. I was literally thinking out loud. I forgot that my mic's on.
Oh.
Here you go. Here's your live read.
All right.
Legler next.
Yes, we got Tim next. We got Tim. He's coming up next. A little bit later on TV, Todd. So we'll get to everything straight ahead. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. It's Cuz Radio with the Tunis as we are live at the Parks Racing Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. Friday. You gotta love a Friday. Getaway day for the boys here.
Dude.
I see that smile.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I love how this week has flown by.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And usually the week that you're looking forward to something is the slowest week.
Yeah. I'm looking forward for you. I'm really excited for you.
I can't wait, man. It's going to be a good time.
Let's talk about Meineke because right now is, all kinds of talk about recession and times are tough and we got to make sure that our vehicles last. And that's where Meineke steps in, okay? Because Meineke, it's all about maintenance and doing car care the right way with Meineke. This winter, how about a semi-synthetic oil change starting at $29.95? Full synthetic oil changes start at $59.95, up to 5-quart standard filter plus disposal fees. Look, it could be anything going on with your car. It feels funny. Brakes could be squeaking, right? If you got that wail that comes from the brakes, all right, do yourself a favor. Give your brakes and your budget a break, 50% off brake pads and shoes at your local Meineke Car Care Center. What about the car's warning bell or the check engine light? Get it checked out right there at your local Meineke. Right now, you save $10 when you spend $50. You save $20 when you spend $150. You save $50 when you spend $400 or more. All right, so check it all out. Did you know that all Meinekes are locally owned and operated? Find out more information about your local Meineke Service Center or to schedule your service appointment today, just go to Meineke.com. Meineke for tires and brakes and batteries and steerings and exhaust. You name it, Meineke doing car care right.
Fanatic Sports Update.
What a roller coaster of a Friday. I'm Andrew Saltunis, and this update is brought to you by Acme. Let Acme be your one-stop shop for everything winter. Stock up on soups, hot beverages, and favorite meals. And don't forget the firewood Acme. Fresh foods, local flavors. Up and down Friday. This morning, Chuck Fletcher was fired by the Philadelphia Flyers. Danny Briere is now the interim GM. Then we got some news that Andrew Painter has a UCL sprain, which will be sidelining him for at least a month. So we got the good news from Chuck Fletcher, the bad news from Andrew Painter. Matisse Thybulle talking about how he was fear-based play here in Philadelphia. The Sixers are taking on the Trailblazers tonight at 7 o'clock. And you can listen live right here on The Fanatic. Some of the best news of all for today, Brandon Graham, according to Tim McManus, is staying with the Eagles. He signed a one-year deal up to $6 million. Jeff McClain confirmed the story, spoke with Brandon, quote, "It ain't really about the money for me right now. It's just more about coming back. I don't want to miss this run we're about to go on." Keep it locked in The Fanatic for all the latest news and information. By the way, Tim Legler will join the show next to talk about the Sixers right here, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Anthony Gargano, weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey guys, Bob Cooney here. Imagine if your favorite casino came with an undo button. Well, guess what? You get that with FanDuel Casino's Play It Again. Get up to $1,000 back if you're down after your first day. Play your favorite table games and hundreds of slots for real cash. See why FanDuel Casino's the #1 rated online casino app? I've told you so many times how much fun it is to look at their daily and their weekly promotions. And when you play with a live dealer. And should you ever have any questions, the best in-class customer support team, they are there all the time. Sign up for FanDuel Casino with FanDuel.com/Bob today and play it again with up to $1,000 back if you're down after your first day. That's FanDuel.com/Bob.
21 plus and present in PA must not have previously placed any wager on FanDuel Sportsbook, FanDuel Casino, Betfair Casino, Mohegan Sun Casino, or Stardust Casino. Refund issued is non-withdrawable casino-only site credit that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Jaffel here, serial entrepreneur.
Business owners, are you aware that your current payroll provider is overcharging you? Don't believe me? Get on PatriotSoftware.com to instantly see what payroll for 1 to 500 employees should cost you. Also, don't fall for gimmicks your current payroll provider will use to justify their higher prices, like bundling in extra HR services you really don't need. And don't let them lock you into an annual contract. Patriot Software doesn't make you sign an annual contract. These are just a few reasons our payroll customers rate us 4.9 out of 5 stars. Go to PatriotSoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Since the dawn of time, men and women have fought over one thing: the temperature. It's too hot. It's too cold. I'm sweating. I'm freezing. It's time to end the thermostat wars. With special financing offers on a high-efficiency heating and cooling system, including Trane's whole house air filtration system, you'll get even, consistent heat and breathe cleaner, healthier air. Visit Trane.com to find an independent Delaware Valley Trane comfort specialist near you. It's hard to stop a Trane. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for details.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh, yeah. Love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingaroner, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
When you hire your local Certapro painters, you get the power of doing it right. Detailed project proposals, excellent customer service, and trusted professionals who get the job done on time and on budget. The power of experience. We're kings of the scaffolding and pros with the stucco. We've been there, done that. Get your project started at Certapro.com and get the power of pro.
Certapro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Home improvement contract registration numbers are available at Certapro.com.
Download the BetRivers Casino app today. It's a whole new game. Must be 21 or older. Available in Pennsylvania only. Void where prohibited. Terms and conditions apply. Presented by Rivers Casino Philadelphia. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
There are many reasons to start recovery. If you know someone who is suffering from addiction, we are always here to help. Make the call at 844-REACH-NJ.
More of the Anthony Gargano Show now
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, welcome back. It's Cuz Radio with the Jonas. So basketball time. Everybody sit tight because we're going to get our man Tim Legler on the program to talk a little bit about, what's going on Sixer-wise. What is he seeing, through the whole thing. We got another stretch. Now, it was interesting the way the Sixers, I thought, rallied Tunis after the Boston loss and the Miami loss. I thought it was really impressive.
Yeah, that Bucks win was great, and they've piled up wins since then, right? Usually after a game like that, I know the competition wasn't the same, but usually after a game like that, there's the letdown piece.
Yeah.
Right, where you have a bad loss here and there. But no, they've been playing good basketball. And I guess Tyrese Maxey's back in that starting role. It's worked out the last couple games. So the question is, what do you do rotation-wise moving forward? Yeah,
it's one of the things that I want to do when we talk to Legs. I want to really ask him about, how you would kind of navigate that piece of it, because you got to be able to. We got him right now, so let me get him up here. Of course, the wizard of hoops, the top analyst, ESPN, ABC. The great Tim Legler joins us on the Comcast Business Hotline. Legs!
Hey, what's up, brother? How are things today in beautiful Philadelphia?
Well, guess what? We're pretty good, right? We're pretty good right now because the Sixers did a lot. That road trip where they go 4-1, rebound, win in Milwaukee with the 48-point fourth quarter, I thought it gave people some hope.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Here's the good news for them right now. Maxey is playing probably his best stretch of the season. The guy's been unbelievable, and they're finding a way now, and they've won games when either Harden's out or Embiid is out. Maxey did not play very well in February, relative to his standards, and he was a little bit quiet, and now he's rolling. So you got all three of your top guys ready to go for this stretch run. They've got a very difficult remaining regular season schedule. I think to me, it looks like they're going to end up in that third spot. I don't think they're getting caught, and I don't think they're going to catch the two teams in front of them. And the schedule is pretty tough the rest of the way. But the good news is when you look around the league, the number of teams dealing with issues with key guys, Philadelphia's not dealing with that. They got their three guys, and they've got enough talent to make a run at the East, and they're playing well at the right time. So, I mean, you should feel good.
Yeah, and that's kind of what, remember the Celtics game kind of shook everyone a little bit. What do you do with the rotation legs? Like when Maxey back starting really works for him, but it does thin you out. And who's the five that you like? Because I kind of like Melton with Tobias at the 4 and Tucker off the bench as a backup 5 in the playoffs. I kind of like that one, but it's hard because you only got 3 guards.
Yeah, you do. I kind of like that rotation as well. I don't have a problem with P.J. Tucker coming off the bench and filling that role. It's tough. It's tough to have a starter that gets at this point that's just a non-scoring threat. He can be more like a utility knife that you could bring off the bench for certain matchups. He can play 5 if he has to. You can bring him in if a guy early in the game has some success, gets hot a little bit, then you can bring him in as a guy that can get physical with somebody and get into him. So I kind of like that rotation as well. I mean, look, it is what it is off the bench. Everybody would love teams to be deeper, but listen, when you got that much talent at the top, it's hard to be that deep all the way through your roster. So the question is going to be for Doc on a nightly basis. This is probably going to be one of his most important coaching jobs, Anthony, because of the equality of the guys we're talking about in terms of who you use and on what night, because I think they're all pretty even. Each of them does something to help you, and each of them has limitations. He's going to have to push the right buttons night to night because it's not going to be just a set thing. They don't have guys that consistent in their complementary player rotation that you know what you're going to get every night. You know the roles. You know exactly what minutes, when they're going in the game, when they're coming out. They don't really have that luxury. So Doc Rivers is going to have to go manage this really on a night-by-night basis, which is kind of dicey and not exactly what you would want out of the rest of your rotation.
What do you think? What did you hear? You heard anything about the buyout? And I think one of the reasons, I got to believe that Morey's a little disappointed about the buyout situation. He moves Isaiah Joe for that very reason, to have some flexibility in the buyout. And I thought you'd be able to land a backup guard because they needed a backup point guard all year.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't really, I'm not privy to all those conversations and how teams are going about evaluating who's out there and who you can get. Obviously, they weren't able to get somebody that they really liked, that they felt was going to come in and be a difference maker for them. So they're going to proceed with what they have, and you're going to have, some nights it's going to be Melton playing big minutes. McDaniels is, I think, going to be a factor for them. Niang, obviously, is going to be one of those guys, I think, on nights when he comes in and makes a couple, he's going to play extended minutes. If he doesn't, he's probably going to have limited minutes. House is going to play. Paul Reed's going to get time. And then, Shake Milton, I think. I mean, these are the guys you're talking about. And like I said, none of those guys, Anthony, can you – like that's the one thing I think is a difference between them and the Bucks and Celtics. I do think when you start getting beyond their top guys and you look at the rest of the rotation, it's very consistent. The minutes, what production you're going to get, and then on some nights, in terms of their floor, the production. And then on some nights, their ceiling is much higher. Like there are nights that, Grayson Allen can go off. There are nights that Bobby Portis can be a major impact player. So, like, when you look at Derek White is one of those guys that can, change a game, right? And beyond their top guys, Philly doesn't really have guys like that. And it's such an important thing in the postseason because, if you take a look, for instance, at Milwaukee, like, Giannis isn't going to play great every night. Like, Jrue Holiday's going to struggle some nights with shooting. He always has in the playoffs. Chris Middleton, maybe not 100%. So when you can go get an 18-10 game out of Bobby Portis, that's a huge thing. When you can go get Grayson Allen, go make 6 threes on a night when maybe Drew Holiday is struggling. I just think their supplementary players to their top guys are more consistent and reliable, and they're a little deeper, and that is why I think both of those teams are still, it should be slightly favored above the Sixers, but the top talent on the Sixers roster dictates that they are going to have a chance. Like, they have enough at the top. If those guys are playing great and they're all playing great, in the key moments when they have to, they can give both of those teams a test. And I'm not going to be shocked if Philadelphia ended up in the finals, but I think Boston and Milwaukee have to be given a slight edge.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, that's kind of where I think we all think that. And you go, hey, look, 7-game series. You said it last week. I thought you were spot on about Harden. It's all going to come down to Harden, whether or not, he's got to play like he's played against Milwaukee 4 out of 7 times in a series.
That's it. And you know what? I'll even be more specific, man. It's not even necessarily for 48 minutes or whatever his minutes are going to be, 36, 38 minutes, whatever he plays in a given night. Like, they got to be great the whole time. It's not even necessarily that. It is these key stretches. That's what we're talking about. Like, these games are going to be close. They're going to be the series is going to be close. So if you go back at the end of it, when it's all said and done and smoke clears, you're going to be able to go back and find these little pockets of minutes and possessions where the games were decided. That is when he's going to have to rise up. He's going to have to be able to take on the pressure, embrace it, and come through and not be passive in those moments. More than anything else, you cannot lose your aggressiveness. That has been the biggest challenge I think he's had in the past, is that there are nights where he's just not as aggressive as he is in the regular season. And I think it's a little bit unsettling to his teammates, because they're used to seeing the guy play a certain way, and now here you go. We're in a 2-2 series in the fourth quarter, a one-possession game, or even earlier in the game. Sometimes it's the start of the game. He comes out, takes one shot in the first quarter, and you're like, where is he tonight mentally?
Yeah.
And I think that's unsettling to the rest of the guys. So you don't want to lay everything at the feet of one guy, but I think he is probably the single most important player in the Eastern Conference playoffs.
Yeah, wow. I'd say that's a strong statement, and I think you're spot on with it. I really do. Can you look at the play and dissect the play of Joel Embiid right now, and where he is at this level that we're looking at? I mean, he's been doing everything you want. He's been clean out of the double and triple with the basketball. I'm just curious how you look at him, the level of basketball that he's playing.
Yeah, it's I don't even know how to put it into words what you're watching with the guy every night. He's a player that for me is generational, in that he defies logic that a player should possess the combination of power and finesse that he does. Like, it just doesn't make sense that all of that is in one player offensively, that he can completely overwhelm any other player in the league physically if that's what he decides to do with his power game in the paint. But then he can also exhibit the finesse of a elite level small forward. All of that in one body doesn't make sense. The thing that I love about him right now too is I love how serious he looks. He looks so serious. Nothing's getting him rattled in the course of these games. Like, he's just so laser focused, man. Even the situations where some guys have taken some cheap shots, and I think they get a little bit extra sometimes after the whistle with the contact on him to prevent him from getting it up there. And he takes some hits, man. He takes a beating, and the way he just spins out of it and goes right to the foul line. Like, give me the ball, let me shoot these free throws. I just love his seriousness of his approach. Nothing is getting under his skin right now or getting him distracted. I think he realizes he's getting to that point in his career where he's got to grab this now. It's got to happen here, like in the next few years. He wants to be a champion, and he wants to be a guy that leads the team to a title, and you see that look in his eyes right now. So he's hungry in addition to this immense talent. He looks hungrier than he's ever looked to me.
And you like his attitude, because I remember you talking about the maturation of when you're trying to chase a title and win a championship.
Well, he liked Anthony. There was a time a couple years ago. You know, he liked to talk about himself a little bit, right?
Right.
And he would give himself platitudes. You know, I made a joke the other day about this expression, giving people their flowers when you compliment them and give them their praise. And he was big on sending flowers to his own house. He liked giving himself flowers like quite a bit. And so what happens is people start to kind of look at you like a little bit sideways, like, okay, let's see what you got to get certain things done in the postseason. I think he's put all that noise to the side, man. He just shows up every night and wants to dominate you and completely rip your heart out. And that's the way he's been playing all season. He's on a mission. And the question is, are the guys there with him going to be up to the task? Because I'm very confident how he's going to look in the postseason, pretty much every single night. And I don't think that's been the case necessarily until this year. I think I finally am at that place where I'd be shocked if he has one of those nights where, he has a 14-point game on a 5 for 22. Like, he's just not going to do that because he's found this perfect mix of how to play offensively. He doesn't bail you out as much as he used to. So he's going to get what he wants and play to his strengths. And if that's the case, he's just too good, too talented, too powerful. He's going to be phenomenal, I think, night in, night out. The question is, are those guys next to him going to also be ready for this?
So I was having a conversation with a buddy of mine. We were just talking about him. And obviously he's a lot more difficult to build around than, say, like a wing player, right? Like a face-to-basket, more traditional wing player, which is a little easier. What he hasn't had was the wing Robin, like like other than Jimmy, right? For that one stretch of games. And it feels like that's the player, even more so than a Harden. Like, if you're looking, and I don't know where you dig him up, right? Because that's the biggest challenge. But the perfect guy next to Joel is that wing 3 guy that you could pair with him and Maxey.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think that you need a guy like that, right? You need a guy like that can take over the game and hopefully has some size, that can shoot over people, that's got a mid-range. Because the mid-range area to floor is critical to winning. Because, when you run your offense to a center and throw a big guy, as great as he is, there's going to be situations in the postseason where now he's going to see things differently because teams have one player to focus on game after game after game. And they're able to now tweak and adjust how they want to trap him. And you can take the ball out of his hands on the catch if you want to. It's a lot harder to do that with a ball-handling guard or a ball-handling wing player. And so the double teams, right, can take the ball out of a big's hands. It's not always – the three-point shot is fickle. So if you live and die by that can abandon you some nights. It's very difficult to always get to the rim or get to a certain number of free throws in the playoffs. So what area of the floor, Anthony, is always available? It is 12 to 20 feet. That area of the floor is always available. And you look at some of the teams that we love that have a chance to win a title, they've got guys that are elite level in that area of the floor. So, yeah, if you're asking for a prototypical get me in a lab and let me create a basketball player to put next to Joel Embiid, he'd probably look a little bit more like a Jason Tatum probably than a James Harden. I mean, because of the way Embiid plays, and having one of those guys I think is so critical because as great as James Harden has been and continues to be this year, he's not a mid-range player. He's either deep or he's in the paint. He's not a guy that's going to pull up 12 to 18 feet off the dribble and get that fade, that lean back jumper like a Jason Tatum, like a Kevin Durant, like a Luka that can do those kinds of things in those moments. So, yeah, I mean, I think if you're really, putting your Christmas list out there, that's probably the top list. The problem is this: if you have one of those guys, you're not letting them go, and elite level guys like that coming into the league, you got to be pretty bad to get your hands on one of those.
Now, I know we talk about this all the time. We're talking to the great Tim Legler, ABC, ESPN, the great Legs on the Comcast Business Hotline. We talk about MVP all the time. Who would be your MVP right now?
My goodness, man, you put me on a spot with this one. I probably would have a slight. I think it's Embiid and Jokic again, sprinting to the wire. Last year I had a major problem. I thought Embiid was the MVP of the league, and even with the injury, and I thought he grabbed control of it. Like you could feel it in the air. He had momentum, and he had the award in his hand. And I said it to you last year. you typically don't see guys run down from behind in the home stretch when they don't do anything to contribute to. Like, the only things that can happen in that situation are, statistically, you just, for whatever reason, you hit a bad stretch where you're not playing well. That didn't happen. You get hurt for a significant period of time at that time of the year. That didn't happen. Or your team starts losing games. And that didn't happen. And but yet he still got caught. And this year feels a little different. I watch Denver a lot. I watch probably Denver and Philly, honestly, more than any two teams in the league.
Wow.
I just watch Jokic, the impact that he has on everything that they have to do, possession by possession by possession, to me gives him a little bit of a slight edge. It's the playmaking necessity that's in his hands for that team to even function. Because Jamal Murray, as good as he is, Jamal Murray is not one of those guys that you just give the ball to for 38 minutes and let him go run the show.
Right.
He's got limitations. And then Michael Porter Jr. is a nice third player, nice third option, but a little bit streaky. He's not there every night. Aaron Gordon is more of a hard hat type guy. So everything falls around Jokic's ability to read defenses and make guys better, in addition to the production he's given you. And they're the number one seed. They basically have, they're three games better than Philadelphia. You add all that up, and I think Jokic has a slight edge right now. But I do think it's still up for grabs. I do not think it's been decided in the voters' mind yet.
It's interesting because I'm looking at the odds, and Jokic is minus 260, so 2.5 to 1 basically. Embiid is 4 to 1, plus 400. Giannis plus 700, so 7 to 1, which I don't get. Tatum is 36 to 1, and Luka is 55 to 1. So that's your current.
And I think Luka. Look, somebody might give him some votes, but you can't win an MVP with just 500. Okay, so let's just take that out of the equation. Giannis, it's weird because Giannis, through no fault of his own, really. Giannis, I feel like, is in the back seat of this car that these guys are driving around for this MVP.
I know.
Jokic and Embiid in the front seat. Sometimes one of them's running shotgun. Sometimes the other guy, they take turns driving. And then you got Giannis somehow is now in the back seat. Like, he's in that middle seat on the bump with his legs sticking up. So he's like the giant, 12-year-old that's 7 feet tall sitting in the back seat. Like, he's back there. You feel his presence. But for some reason, he's now not necessarily on par. And the problem with that is, like I just said, how do you now go catch those two guys if Philadelphia and Denver continue to win games? And they're going to because they need to. So if you're Giannis, how do you go about catching them?
Yeah, it's weird how, that award became so, such a big deal, and and it became like this, it's its own entity. If it makes any sense.
Yeah. And the other difference, Anthony, with the awards, and I've been doing this a long time, covering the league, even when I played, it wasn't talked about during the season to the extent that it is now. Like, when I was playing, and even the early half of my career at ESPN, you didn't start talking about the MVP award until you got down to the last few weeks of the season. You just kind of let it all play out, and then you had a pretty good idea, and then the debate would start in late. And it was actually, honestly, mostly limited debate. Now, we're picking MVPs in a month in.
Yeah.
Like, we're starting
it's
to have
weird.
A dialogue. So as a result, there is so much noise out there about the award, and it's amazing the extent to which it shifts the narrative as the season goes. And it's harder than ever to get a grasp on who it really is, because on a given day, depending on what you're reading and what you're listening to, if you're a fan, you got people making all kinds of compelling arguments for 3 or 4 guys, and it goes on all year long. So it makes it more confusing than ever because we just talk about it every single day. And it's really literally starting around Christmas. I'm starting to talk about the MVP almost every day. And it's kind of exhausting because
I know
it's such a long year, man. Let's get up into the 60s, 70 games played. Let's see who stayed healthy. Let's see where teams finish. Let's see what the production looks like. Let's see the help that these guys have, and how does that compare? Because I think that matters. Where your team is relative to the help you have. And look at Russell Westbrook. He won an MVP on a team that won 47 games, averaging a triple-double, because they looked at that roster after Durant left and said there's no way in hell that team should have won more than 25 games. So that's got to be Westbrook. And they weren't a threat to win anything, and he won an MVP. So there's so many factors that go into it. It's very subjective.
It is.
I think
It's weird.
They're going to race this thing to the wire.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, and you know what's funny? It's like I would have a problem. I'll be honest with you. And you make really great points, and you break it down better than anybody. But I would have a problem if Jokic wins 3 in a row with the level of defensive player he is compared to Embiid. I mean, we've seen Embiid dominate that side of that side of the floor.
Well, here's the good news for Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. If they want him to get an award, if Nikola Jokic wins an MVP this year, and they don't get to the finals at minimum, it might even take winning a championship. If that does not happen, he'll never win another one. So that's one guy now you take out of the mix.
Right.
So,
right.
Because he won't. It's just because even Giannis, you see what Giannis went through. He won 2 MVPs when his team was the number 1 overall seed in the league. He won MVPs on those 2 regular seasons. Well, both of those teams flamed out in the playoffs and underachieved to Toronto and Miami. They lost those 2 years. Guess what? The next year, his stats were identical. He did not win the MVP because people stopped giving him the benefit of the doubt, and then he won a championship after that.
Yeah. That's right.
You know what I mean? So for Jokic, it will feel like this is the last chance he's going to get MVP votes. As great as I shouldn't say votes. He'll always get votes, but to win the award, this will be his last shot at it if they don't get to the finals at minimum.
Great stuff, Legs. The best. I got one last thing for you because the people of South Jersey basketball, all the parents are wondering if the Legler basketball camp is happening this year.
It is in, brother. I can't. We're already got people. We got people flooding to sign up because we got the early bird registration we put out there every year. Give people a little bit of a discount if they want to get in early, and they're already flooding in with the registrations. Yes, I'm glad you asked me. It's July 31st to August 3rd. It is in South Jersey. Go on the website, timleglerbasketballcamp.com. It is at Total Turf Complex in Pittman, New Jersey. Go on the website, look it up. The facility is incredible. Sold out last year. We shut down registration a few weeks out. So if you're interested, I encourage you to get signed up, man. timleglerbasketballcamp.com.
It's awesome. My kids will be there. They have been there. I recommend to all my kids that I coach that they do that. It's a great camp, man. You're doing a great job, brother. We love you, man.
Appreciate it, man. Yep, I'll talk to you next week.
All right, buddy. There he is, the great Tim Legler on the Comcast Business Hotline, chopping it up,
He's
talking
the best,
hoops.
Man.
He does. I just love that level of conversation about the sport. Man.
I would like to apologize, by the way, to both of you.
Why?
I didn't realize how little water I had left in the cup because I made the.
That was awesome.
My bad.
No. Listen, that's part of. See, I love that stuff because it's part of. It's humanity, man. It's real life.
When I heard it, I was like, oh no.
Oh, it's real life. You know what I mean? Like that's what it's supposed to be. Warts and all. It's a part. It's fun.
Damn right.
Do it. Slurp away, cuz you're the man. We love the Tunis. All right. We still got an hour to hang out, so don't go anywhere.
TV Todd.
All right. 1. TV Todd at 1 o'clock. Todd. Your calls will update kind of what happened today. It's been a
crazy.
Yeah, chaotic.
Like Brandon Graham's back.
Yeah.
And by the way,
which I want to talk about.
I'll read in the update. He's 11 games away from playing the most games in Eagles franchise history.
Yeah.
Think about how his career started.
Yeah.
The Earl Thomas thing.
Yeah, dude. He's
now 11 games away.
I know.
Amazing.
I know. All right, Cuz Radio Tuna says we hang out from the Parks Racing Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's in Malvern.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Yep, Brandon Graham back. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by Acme. Let Acme be your one-stop shop for everything winter. Stock up on soups, hot beverages, and favorite meals. And don't forget the Firewood Acme fresh foods, local flavors. Brandon Graham is back on a one-year deal. Tim McManus broke the story. 1 year, up to $6 million. He told multiple reporters, including Jeff McClain, that it's not all about the money. He just wants to be back here. He wants to be a part of this run. Jeff McClain also pointed this out, that he only needs to play 11 more games to pass Harold Gerald Carmichael, Brian Dawkins, and David Akers to set the franchise mark for most games played in Philadelphia. The Flyers fired Chuck Fletcher earlier today. Danny Briere takes over as the interim GM. Andrew Painter, we got the report, finally sprained UCL, which will sideline him for about a month. He did say to reporters today that he's confident that he will be pitching at some point for the Phillies this season. Keep it locked here in The Fanatic for all the latest news and information. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Cuz, Anthony Gargano. Weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Have you heard about the new ED treatment that's sending shockwaves through the medical community? Focused Shockwave Therapy from Forge Medical Group uses pulses of energy that travel faster than the speed of sound to penetrate deep inside your body and activate the growth of new blood vessels and tissue on a cellular level. It's safe, simple, and painless, with no drugs, no surgery, no injections, and no side effects. Forge Medical Group, Philadelphia's leading provider of ED treatments since 2018, will create a custom treatment program that combines focused shockwave therapy with acoustic wave therapy for proven, long-lasting results for as little as $300 a session. Guys, thanks to focused shockwave therapy from Forge Medical Group, you don't have to suffer from erectile dysfunction any longer. And neither does your partner. Appointments fill up fast, so call Forge Medical Group now at 610-632-8181 or visit ForgeMedicalGroup.com. That's ForgeMedicalGroup.com.
It's not a stretch at all to say that Stretch Zone has absolutely changed my life. John Kincaid telling you that Stretch Zone can change yours too. You're going to love the pioneers in practitioner-assisted stretching. That's a mouthful. All I know is this. You lay down on a table, you're going to feel better because their certified staff is going to use their patented strap system and proprietary tables that position, stabilize, isolate your muscles, which helps you move better, relieve stiffness and soreness, and improve circulation and range of motion. Professional athletes are always getting professionally stretched before and after they play. And our own Ricky Batalico said his sessions at Stretch Zone were just like his playing days. I will tell you, you need to do this. You're trying to run more. You're trying to ride your bike. Well, if you're stiff and sore, you're not going to stick with it. Stretch Zone's going to help you with your golf game. I know I feel a little more limber in the hips. Check out Stretch Zone. Book your free 30-minute stretch session at StretchZone.com. That's StretchZone.com, and tell them John Kincaid said hi.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now, but I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code HOT for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code HOT for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code HOT.
For the past decade, Rainbow Six Siege Esports has always suffered from declining viewership. Fans have begun to fear that the end days are near, and it's not without merit. Astralis, historically the best team in the league, announced their departure from the scene this week. While they just finished 4th place in the world this season, the Astralis CEO said the decision was due to the current state of the league. Will other teams follow suit?
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
Technology allows drones to deliver pizza. Here's mine now.
Approaching drop zone.
But to deliver powerful insights that are on target, you need more than technology. You need CDW to help transform and manage your IT environment with a Dell technology solution that lets you slice your data any way you want to accelerate innovation.
Delivering. Don't forget to tip.
Dell Technologies makes data-driven insights possible. CDW makes it powerful. Learn more at cdw.com/Dell Data Center.
PatriotSoftware.com. Accounting and payroll. Keep your time and money.
Patriot Software's accounting software with payroll for 1 to 500 employees.
PatriotSoftware.com. accounting and payroll. Keep your time and money.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Before you place your bets on this weekend's games, get free picks from the experts at freewinners.net. Simply text the word free to 313-GET-INFO for your free picks. That's the word free to 313-GET-INFO.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Philadelphia Union Soccer, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic.
Back live at the Parks Racing Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. Cuz Radio with the Tunis. Hey, let's give a second because it's been a wild day. Just to recap what's happened today on this crazy, chaotic March Friday, we have seen the Flyers fire Chuck Fletcher.
Good start.
Days after the deadline.
That was stupid.
But nonetheless,
like, if I'm being real,
I listen. I agree. We said it all day. But nonetheless, he is gone, and it's the right move. No matter how they came to that move,
it's the right move that it finally
it's the
happened.
right move. He was a horrific general manager.
Yep.
Horrific.
5 years, man. December of 2018, he got hired.
And there was no, you know what's amazing? Is that they have gone since the failed first part of Giroux, right? It's been a disaster ever since.
Yeah. There's nobody to be excited about. There's no.
You had the, when you go back and think about that, Flyers Penguins playoffs series, right? The Giroux went wild, the shift, the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's been, just garbage ever since.
Yeah. And we're excited for Cutter Gaethje, or I think that's his name.
I mean, I hear you.
Like, great. I'm excited. When's he coming up?
Listen, they need a lot. And they need real game-changing talent, like, franchise-changing talent.
And they didn't lose enough. Now the season's still going on.
Right.
They could fall apart, but that's not going to happen.
No,
Let's be real with ourselves. John Tortorella's not going to let that happen.
No, again, it goes back to the plan, which we've talked about all day today. All right. Then, in addition, Darius Slay has been given permission to seek out a trade. Now, what we learned from Jeff McClain is, the Eagles have Slay at a big number. They want to keep Slay, right? But they're trying to knock this number down this year and sign him to a long-term deal. So the read of the situation, according to Jeff McClain, is he probably didn't like the initial offer. And so now he's going out and seeing if there's anything else out there and how much he can get out on the open market, which would be a sign and trade type of deal.
Right.
Now, there is still hope that he comes back to the Eagles.
And I want him back. And there's this, I don't know, there's this notion that he lost it, he's cooked, or that he's not good, and that he didn't have a good second half of the season, and that he's part of the reason why the team lost the Super Bowl. I think Darius Slay is a very good corner in the NFL still. Very good corner. And I don't think his play has fallen off. Like, he has not hurt you in his entire time here.
Yeah, the anti-Slay stuff, I don't really.
He got cooked by Terry
that.
McLaurin earlier this year. That happened.
Yeah.
That happened. It was their first loss of the year. He did not play well that game. The 3rd and 30, I forget who the safety was at the time because they were on their 4th string safety. He did not play the play correctly. Now, should Darius Slay have called him out after the game? No, probably not. But that wasn't Darius Slay's fault, that 3rd and 30.
Right.
I hope he comes back.
Yeah, I think you're a better team.
Yes.
If he comes back.
Plus, he's one of your captains.
That is still, I think, a priority for Howie Roseman. At least, according to Jeff McClain, he still thinks that they have not. It's not like, they've turned their attention to Bradbury now, and they're going to look at. They're still going to try to see if they can work out something with Slay. They just are trying to get it at a lower number this year.
Yeah.
Because of the cap situation, you got to, the Jalen contract, all that stuff is part of the reason.
I don't blame him not wanting to restructure. I don't.
Yep.
It would just suck that if he goes.
Yep.
It would.
Now, additionally, Tunis, and here's what else. The Brandon Graham re-signed.
That's awesome.
Which I love.
Mm-hmm, me too.
I absolutely love.
Very cheap.
Like, he just wants to be here.
Yeah. There was another quote. So I read the quote from Jeff McClain. Let me read that for you one more time. I just got to get to Jeff's Twitter account. Tim McManus was the one that broke the story, but Jeff actually did reach out to Brandon Graham, and he said, quote, "It ain't really about the money for me right now. It's just more about coming back. I don't want to miss this run we about to go on." So that was from Jeff McClain. Now there was another one. Our old friend, Anthony, Josina Anderson. Remember all that stuff with AJ Brown, or not AJ Brown, Alshon Jeffrey. She reached out to Brandon Graham, and he said this to her, quote, and it's kind of the same, but there was a great line at the end. "I haven't officially signed yet, but it's pretty much done. I'm coming back. It wasn't about the money. I love Philly. I don't want to miss a championship with Jalen. Jalen is the man. I just told my agent, make it happen." That's cool. And that's a ringing endorsement for Jalen Hurts, man.
Yeah, I love that.
Soon to be the all-time, player in Eagles franchise history in terms of games played.
Brandon Graham is one of the greatest Philadelphia athletes from a personality standpoint. Obviously he's a player and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But what Brandon Graham has become, as far as his devotion to Philadelphia.
Yep.
Every athlete that ever comes through here should follow the direction of Brandon Graham.
Yeah.
All right? Because you and I were talking about it off air. So when and I'm going to raise my hand, because as close as I am with BG, he knows this, that when that draft happened, I thought they should have taken Earl Thomas.
Yeah.
All right? Earl Thomas, you're coming off of Dawkins.
The whole city.
Right?
Right. Like,
Earl Thomas was a Texas stud safety.
Mm-hmm.
Back when, hard-hitting safeties in the box, could cover, Earl Thomas. And it turned out he was a great player.
He was
Thomas,
a great player,
right?
yeah.
And so we were always, and this was not, an anti-BG as much as it was an Earl Thomas.
Yeah.
That's what this whole was. And I raised my hand. I'll be guilty as charged. However, BG, to his credit, as a gentleman and a mensch, BG understood it.
Mm-hmm.
Never felt an attitude about it.
You mean like a quarterback once did in this?
Correct.
With Ricky Williams.
Never took it personal, and just said, "I want to play." And of course, we all grew to love him.
Yes.
And the fact that he had the year he had last year was just so amazing.
And
right?
he had one of the biggest plays in franchise history with the strip sack.
Right.
That guy's a legend.
He is. He's one of the greatest Eagles. And
he's Ring of Honor.
Not just as a player, but as a person. I love Brandon Graham.
Yeah, he's cool.
I can't say enough about him. Like, to me, and this is why this is not a surprise. He takes takes whatever, team-friendly deal. Just get me back. I'm an Eagle. He wants to be an Eagle. There's no pretense. There's no lying in him. He's just an all-around great dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he's amazing. So it's good to see that back and him back. And look, you're at a point where the guys that have been here are fading away, right? Like Fletcher Cox probably won't be back here.
Right.
Jason Kelsey, I imagine that he will be back. But then after that, who's still around? Who's that? Like, who are those veterans?
Yeah.
And that every team needs. So it's good to have a Brandon Graham back on the squad like that.
It is. It really is. It's an important, it was an important deal. All right, then the Phillies, Andrew Painter news, sprained UCL. All right? And, listen, the good thing is it's not torn.
Yep.
It's rest is the recipe.
Yeah, and he'll be back to pitching again in a month. And hopefully, look, it could be a, how many times have we heard they didn't make a trade, but they got a, trade deadline acquisition. That could be Andrew Painter.
Yeah.
Right? Who just, because he got injured during spring training, it was a bit of a setback, but he's eventually up with the big league club at a time where you're going to probably need more arms.
Yep.
Because you know how guys get.
Yep.
Middle of the season, they start losing it a little bit.
Hey, listen, I'm all for bringing them along slow, I'd rather have him toward the end of his season and into the postseason. Like, to bring him up in September.
Oh, dude.
A la Marty Bystrom.
Yeah.
5-0.
Yeah.
Right? I'm all down with it. I'd rather do that than have Strider like last year.
Yeah, cooked.
You're right. Come in and he's got a noodle arm. He can only get you, five batters at plus 95.
By the way, I watched him pitch yesterday or 2 days ago.
Oh, he's ridiculous.
Spring training.
Yeah, he's
oh
sick.
My God,
he's sick.
He's so good.
He's sick. He is. He's ridiculous. All right, joining us now on the Comcast Business Hotline. Time now for your weekend viewing, and we go to our buddy Todd. TV Todd. What do you say, my brother?
Cousin the Tunis. How you guys doing today?
All right, well, I got to start since you are a big-time Flyers guy, all right? You have been a Flyers guy your whole life. You are a huge Flyers man. Chuck Fletcher, out. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, listen, first of all, you're not going to bait me into talking the Flyers during this entire segment. I got criticized for that last week. But I will say this. It's a great start. Lots more has to happen for this to work. But I'm going to have hope today. It's a good start. It should have been done a while ago, but we have it today, and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, you know what, dude? I'm thinking the same thing, brother. Like, listen, I don't understand why they did it. They actually gave him a trade deadline, which is ridiculous. But you know what? He had to go. Had to go.
Yeah. And listen, Danny's a great guy. He was my coach at Flyers Alumni Fantasy Camp. I love the guy, loved him as a player. But you know what? More things have to happen in order to free him up to not only do what maybe he wants to do, but for us to see what he's really made of. So we got to keep going here.
So let me ask you a question real quick. We were talking about it earlier. Flyers Russians is a great piece that needs to somehow make it to the screen. Whether it's part of a season, I think it's a docu-series. I mean, a scripted series, a la show the winning time, the Lakers piece. I think that texture of that city back then with that team would be an awesome kind of, you as a producer and a TV man, movie man. I mean, it would be amazing. Plus, with the backdrop of the Russians and the Soviet Union, it could be awesome.
It really could be. I mean, I heard you guys talking about that earlier, as well as the Rob Zombie film he was trying to get made. That whole team back then is so colorful. And you're right, the winning time is a great analogy, because I can see that being sort of the next season, and if this were an anthology season. So yeah, and you know what? I think what would make it really good is if the Flyers organization would embrace something like that, because then you can inject more realism into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but great idea, cuz you could write that no problem.
My eyes closed. Oh my God, you kidding me? I would kill to do it. That one and my Ivan Iverson story that I want to do. A scripted story, because I think Iverson represents a cultural change, a cultural revolution, and I think that time period going into the late 90s and how the NBA was about to change, I think Iverson is a great scripted series in the same way.
100%. You and I need to sit down with AI and make that happen. That would be fantastic series.
All right, so tell us, it's Oscars week. What are you thinking?
Okay. Well, listen. Before I get to Oscars week, because I do want to talk a little bit about that. Let me get to some things that people could maybe be watching instead of the Oscars. I know everyone's not a big fan of award shows, but so I'm going to start off this week with a little bit of a shameless plug. The seventh season kind of surprises me, but the seventh season of my show, Return to Amish, premiered on Tuesday night at 10 o'clock on TLC.
Oh, and congratulations, dude. That's awesome.
Thank you. And this season, there's a little bit of a sports theme that runs through it. One of our cast members, really great kid named Kenneth, an Amish kid, he has a dream of becoming a professional basketball player. and he wants to be the first Amish kid to go pro. So he talked about that during the season. We show him playing basketball. I got him connected with some of my clients who work for the Harlem Globetrotters, and we got him a quote-unquote tryout, and that's a cool thread that runs through this whole season. But that starts on Tuesday night at 10 o'clock.
Wow, that's
awesome,
fantastic. Very cool, buddy. That's very cool.
Yeah, I'm always surprised that show is still as popular as it is, but I'm thankful for it. People seem to be really interested, and the pandemic set
It's a great culture. You know what? It's an interesting subculture of our society.
It is. You know, any show that sort of peels back and shows you a world that you didn't have access to is really what audiences crave. So that honestly, that's what made all of our shows, our Amish shows, popular. From Amish Mafia to Breaking Amish to this show, Return to Amish.
Yes. Yeah, that's so cool, man. All right, what else do you have to recommend us?
Yeah, well, this one is near and dear to my heart too. Even though I wasn't a participant, I wish I was. So I grew up, as you know, Cuz, in the 70s and 80s, and I'm a huge Mel Brooks fan. And you know, when you go back in time and look at Mel Brooks' films, he really pushed the envelope. Made films that you could not make today in the world that we live in with cancel culture, et cetera, et cetera. But he made, you know, from Blazing Saddles to Young Frankenstein to High Anxiety. I mean, they go on and on. Spaceballs, it goes on and on and on. Well, he made a film back in 1981 that I just absolutely loved called History of the World, Part 1.
Oh, my God, yes.
Yes.
Was it Richard Pryor in that?
Richard Pryor was in it. But all the greats from that time, Madeline Kahn, Dom DeLuise, Cloris Leachman, Harvey Korman, Orson Welles, Sid Caesar. I mean, you go on and on and on. And
I remember the scene where they were castrating the guards, and they were, and they realized that Richard Pryor was not.
Yes. And you know, when he made the film back in 1981, he called it History of the World Part 1 as a goof. He was mocking a book that was out in literature which called itself, you know, History of, I don't know, I can't remember. It's like American Civilization Part 1. So he said Part 1 is a joke. And at the very end of the movie, if you remember this, Cuz, he did like a fake trailer for History of the World Part 2.
Yes.
Which included Hitler on ice and Jews in space.
Oh, my God. That's incredible.
And you couldn't, obviously. So Mel Brooks, who's 96 years old, approached some of our great comedians today, from, you know, Ike Barinholtz, Nick Kroll, Sarah Silverman, Wanda Sykes, and they decided to make History of the World Part 2, and it now is out on Hulu. It's a whole bunch of episodes, and they do all these great sketches, and the comedians were nervous about doing it. Do we do Hitler on ice today or Jews in space today? And you know what? They ultimately decided that comedy prevails, and they did it. And that's on Hulu right now.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
It's really cool and exciting, and a great thing for Mel Brooks to be part of at 96. The guy still has some great.
Think about that for a second. 96 years old. That's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And of course, all these
God bless him.
Today, they worship him as they should. And I watched the first couple episodes, and I could not stop laughing. So History of the World on Hulu is one I recommend. Also, I went and watched. Did you guys watch the film Megan about the AI doll that goes crazy?
No. Oh no.
Listen, it's a great movie if you go in with the right expectations. But it's about this AI doll that's created to be friends with children, and it starts to become too protective of the children, and goes on a killing spree. Yeah, it's real. Actually, you know what? If you watch it and you take it for what it's worth, it's super entertaining, and that's on Peacock. But it reminded me of something that I had to bring up on your show. So it reminds me a little bit of back in the day. Now, this was like 1978. Do you remember the movie called Magic with Anthony Hopkins?
No.
Okay,
No.
this is one to go back and watch, and it streams on a whole bunch of services. It's called Magic. It's with a young Anthony Hopkins, and the storyline is that he's a ventriloquist, and his ventriloquist doll starts to, kind of go crazy and protect Anthony Hopkins. And you as a watcher, you look at it and say, is it really the doll going crazy, which is this current film is, or is it all in Anthony Hopkins' head? Is it basically a mental breakdown from a guy who's on the road?
Oh, that's interesting.
That sounds good.
That sounds good.
Such a great film. Magic, it's like 1978, and it streams on a bunch of services, and I loved it as a kid.
Wow, that is awesome, man. I love it. All right, we only got a couple minutes, so about 90 seconds. So give me your Oscars take.
Well, but my Oscars take, is that I told you before, Brendan Fraser should win. If he doesn't win, it's an absolute joke. Best performance I've seen in decades and decades. But I want to tell everybody that only for the next couple of days, the movie that's nominated for Best Picture, Women Talking, which is with Frances McDormand, Rooney Mara. It's a story of this religious community where the men are arrested for drugging and raping the women, and then the women have to decide what to do. Nominated for Best Picture. They just threw it up on Prime just for the next few days before the Oscars.
Wow.
So your audience should get right to it. And also, I loved Marcel the Shell, which is nominated for Best Animated Feature, and that was just released on, I think it was Showtime and Paramount Plus. So you can get to those this weekend before they expire.
By the way, another great call by you, Babylon, and a great call on the consultant, which a lot of people have saw because you turned them on to it, and it's whack, man. It's real. I like it.
Yeah, well, you got to get to the end to see how whack it is, but it's the same writer and creator as Servants on Apple, the M. Night Project, which I love so much. Hey, just wanted to say your listeners have been awesome. They give me great feedback, and if they want to reach me, they can reach me on Twitter at Todd Schill, TODDSHILL.
Awesome. Great stuff, my brother. There he is. TV Todd. By the way, our man, the Mad Cune, who we love.
Yes, love the Mad Cune.
All right. The Mad Cune, Old Man Winter says, I stand behind Magic. That was a solid, scary John back in the day.
Yeah.
When we only had HBO. That puppet was scary. I still see the promotion on the HBO guide.
That's awesome.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, good stuff, brother. Thank you, Todd. Here we go. Todd was like the was
the doll.
Like, I thought I had clicked off because I said, hey, Todd, we were up against the break. And then all of a sudden, Todd just reappeared.
There's the lock button.
He was like the, he was like the doll. It's my man. I love TV Todd. He's got great, when I tell you great taste, you got to follow his stuff. He's terrific. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. We got one more segment to hang before the weekend kicks in, and you and I go see some fighting Phillies.
Dude.
All right. So let me tell you about Daniel's Plumbing. You might have heard the jingle.
Daniel's Plumbing.
Daniel's Plumbing. Right? It's catchy. The jingle is catchy.
Great.
All right. So, but I love Danny. All right. And here's the deal. When it comes to your plumbing needs, all right? So this is something that's key because you go, you don't, that's one area where you really need to know an expert. And luckily I do, which excites me that I actually have a plumbing expert. And Danny is it at Daniel's Plumbing. So whether you need drain cleaning, new plumbing installations, excavations, full sewer service, Daniel's Plumbing is, I'm telling you, the best, all right? First of all, Daniel, all right, is an expert. He is so passionate about plumbing, about everything that goes within the business. Like, he's the guy you need to trust, right? He's the guy you go, I want that guy to handle my situation because we don't know about that stuff. Seriously, all right? He also he runs a great company every one of his employees are in the just like him. All right, they know what they're doing. They're respectful. All right, you're going to just go. There's no surprises. You're going to love them. And Daniels Plumbing, no doubt, once you experience them, will be your trusted, dependable contractor for both residential and commercial service contracts in Philadelphia, Montgomery County, Bucks County. In fact, they're building a big blowout, facility in Montgomery County. It's going to be amazing. All right. You're going to just absolutely love them. Like stuff that you don't even think about, that you're buying a house, right? Like you need so many times you're going to need a plumber. God forbid something, you got some emergency. They have a 24/7 hotline. You can always reach them. It's 267-650-3418, 267-650-3418. You can always check them out online at daniels-plumbing.com, daniels-plumbing.com. Whatever your needs are, commercial, you got restaurants or hospitals or you name it, hotels or whatever you're in charge of, office buildings or residential, Daniels Plumbing, go see Danny.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Busy Friday for Philly. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by Acme. Let Acme be your one-stop shop for everything winter. Stock up on soups, hot beverages, and favorite meals. And don't forget the fireword Acme. Fresh foods, local flavors, both good and bad, happening today in Philadelphia sports. We'll start with probably the best news of all. Chuck Fletcher fired this morning as the Flyers general manager. Danny Briere will be taking over as the interim GM. Already reports stating that he'll probably be the guy moving forward. And, of course, we'll keep you posted on that. Flyers fell to the Hurricanes yesterday, 1-0. The Sixers are in action tonight, taking on the Portland Trail Blazers. That game tips off at 7. You can listen live right here on The Fanatic. Matisse Thybulle, in a story with the Inquirer, said that it was fear-based play for him when he played for the Sixers, and he's glad to be feeling wanted as a member of the Trail Blazers. That's just comical. What else do we have? The Phillies. Andrew Painter, unfortunately, UCL sprain, will be out for at least a month. He did say to reporters today that he is confident that he will be playing. And good news for the Eagles, Brandon Graham back on a 1-year deal worth up to $6 million. He said it's not about the money. He told reporters he just is happy to be here. He loves playing with Jalen Hurts, and he wants to go on one more run. Keep it locked for in The Fanatic. For all the latest news and information, I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Anthony Gargano Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. The Philadelphia Union are back home this Saturday to take on the Chicago Fire at Subaru Park.
Torres the Magician! Carranza finishes it off for his second tonight!
Hear the game starting at 7:30 on 97.5 The Fanatic and streaming on the Fanatic app. Philadelphia Union Soccer has a new home this season. It's on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Yeah!
Hey, it's Joe Conklin. Bet on sports right now with the BetPark Sportsbook and Casino app. It's the official sportsbook of the diehard Philly sports fans. Safe, secure, and easy to use. It's the only sportsbook and casino app I recommend. Bet pro and college hoops, hockey, golf, MMA, soccer, and more. Join me now. New users bet $10 and get $125 in sports bonus if your first bet wins. Download now and get in on the action. The BetPark Sportsbook and Casino app. Must be 21 and older and present in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. New users and winning bets only. Terms and conditions apply. See betparks.com for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Parks Casino. This is how you win. It's time for live music. It's time to dance. It's time to visit Parks Casino, the #1 casino in Pennsylvania. Get into 360 for the best local bands and live entertainment. Friday, March 10th, it's the Amish Outlaws. Saturday, March 11th, Sidearm takes the stage. Plus Joe Conklin's Comedy Night every other Thursday night. Follow on social or at parkscasino.com. Parks Casino. This is how you win. This is how you win. 21 gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. We small business owners love dealing with payroll regulations and compliance issues. It's fun, exciting, adventuresome. And when we miscalculate and underpay our payroll taxes, well, the enjoyment we experience is nearly as much fun as gargling with razor blades. I mean, what's not to love? Well, small business owners, I'm sorry to report that my fifth company, Patriot Software, is going to deprive you of that payroll joy forevermore. It looks like you'll have to spend your weekends doing something other than cleaning up your payroll errors. We provide free setup, free support, guaranteed accuracy, and if you want us to deposit and file your payroll taxes for you, we can do that too. Just go to patriotsoftware.com and enter promo code RADIO, and I'll give you 2 months of payroll processing free. That's patriotsoftware.com.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, agile, staying ahead of the market at every turn, and finding ways to do more with less. That's never been more important than it is right now. So for a limited time, Comcast Business is introducing Small Business Savings, a deal for companies across the country. When you call in now, you can get powerful internet for just $39 a month for 12 months. $39 a month, with no annual contract and a money-back guarantee. All on the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses, with the company that powers more businesses than anyone else. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call and get started today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Offer ends 3/21/23. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet customers only. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Call or go online for details. After promo, regular rates apply.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code IMPACT at checkout. That's harrys.com, code IMPACT. Enjoy.
When you hire your local Certapro painters, you get
the power of a cut above.
Decades of expertise to transform your home. From so-so to virtuoso.
The power of neighborhood painters.
We live where you live and probably like the same pizza place you do. Put
the power of pro
to work for you today. Get your project started at Certapro.com.
Each Certapro painter's business is independently owned and operated. Home improvement contractor registration numbers are available at Certapro.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hello? Whether you're at home or on the go, listen to 97.5 The Fanatic on Odyssey on your smartphone, Roku, LG Smart TV, Waze, and more. That's Odyssey, AUDACY. Check it out now. More of the Anthony Gargano Show now
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, welcome back. Cuz Radio Judas, live from the Parks Racing Sportsbook inside Chickies and Pete's.
Let me ask you.
Malvern, yeah, buddy.
Are you packed yet?
What do you think?
No. You're not.
No.
Ah, dude.
No, I'm
Just
not.
got electrocuted.
You think I shocked?
Oh my God.
Are you shocked?
Time for a new pair of cans. Oh my God. I'm bleeding out my left ear.
Man.
Jesus.
Yeah, no good.
I'm seeing spots. God, all right. It's a good start.
Yeah, no.
No, not packed yet?
No, man. No.
See you there.
Yeah, well, yeah. You gonna come? You want me to? You want to ride? Cause Tamara.
What time you getting there? You know me.
Oh, yeah.
I need my 3-hour buffer.
Yeah, dude.
I need my Michael buffer, man. Get there early.
Yeah, we're not going together.
I might find a book. I might get a book. Yes.
What?
I know. Breaking news.
What?
I might get it. Well, we'll be in Florida. Beach.
What?
I like reading on the beach.
Really?
I just need a new book. I don't have any, literature.
Yeah, you're not reading literature, right?
No.
You can read a
Reading
book.
Harry Potter for the millionth time. I have read those books 6,000 times.
Have you?
Yes. Still, probably a year ago, I reread them.
Really?
Yeah, when was I doing it? I think it might have been when Cooper was in the NICU, and you can only stare at your phone for so long. So I read the books.
Oh,
so about a year ago, I reread them again. I've read those books 1,000 times, dude.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, I didn't know you liked the movies.
Books,
and put it on the other night.
I saw the book. I read the books before I saw the movies.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Did you do the book report and all that?
No.
That's good.
No, out of just pure joy. I remember because my dad watched the movies with me. Like, he wasn't as big of a fan, but he liked them. Probably like the way you are, right? Like,
dude,
good movies. I remember reading.
Gryffindor.
I read something. Gryffindor.
Gryffindor.
It was like the 6th book. I remember reading.
What's the bad one again?
Huh? Oh, Slytherin.
Slytherin.
Yeah. I remember something happened in the 6th book, and I found out something. And I was in the car. We were driving somewhere, and I was like, dude, I can't wait for the movie to come, because he wasn't reading the books.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God, Dad, I can't wait for you to see this.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, man, I was
awesome,
really into him.
That's fantastic. Ah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was sports and Potter.
Guess what? That's great.
Yeah, come on now.
Listen, every kid needs that.
Yes.
Because you become a reader that way.
Well, some. You call them gateway books?
I hear you.
Because I did not. I read box scores.
Well, that's good. Let me get to Karate Mark. Karate, hello.
Cars, Tunis, I'm glad I got you guys before you left.
What's going on, Karate?
Cause I'm just hobbling around in a boot like you are, bro.
No way. What happened to you?
God, I don't know when it happened, but I've been walking around on a fractured shin for months.
Damn. What did you do? Did you break some wood?
I don't know. I probably kicked the tree or something along the way, but honest to God, I couldn't tell you.
Fractured shin.
Woke up in the middle of the night in intense pain. Next morning, X-ray, MRI, confirmed fracture. So I'm in a boot till at least April 18th when I see my doctor next.
Yeah, dude. The boot. Everything's the boot now. Yeah.
We'll be recovering together, my bro. I wish you well on your recovery, and we'll have to have a drink together when it's all said and done.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
So,
look forward to it.
In honor of your guys' little trip here, I made up a little Friday 5. And if I think I know you guys well, I think these answers are going to be drastically different.
Okay.
Friday 5. You made your own Friday 5 up?
Just for you guys.
I kind of like it where they ask us.
I hope I do well here. So my first is and again, I think your answers are going to be drastically different. The packing question. How many shoes and sunglasses did both of you pack?
Shoes, three pairs. Sneaks, the flip-flop for the beach, and I know you're not a flopsman. And then I have a pair of Docs.
I got a pair of slides, but
Yeah, you can't wear them.
I don't even know what I'm going to do.
He's got a boot.
I might just go. I'll probably just go sneakers.
And then one sunglass.
I got 2 sunglasses, sneakers.
Really? That's a surprise, because I thought you would have at least 6-pack of sunglasses. So there's my first surprise.
Nah, I don't want to. I just got 2. Just alternate.
I have my $3 fake Ray-Bans from a hardware store that I bought a couple years ago.
The room amenity question. So you guys are going to be eating food out there. How many leftovers will Andrew eat? How many leftovers will Cuz eat? Keep in mind, the leftovers might not be in the fridge, and there definitely won't be in a microwave.
Mark, do you know who you're talking to? I will have 0 leftovers.
These are great questions.
These are great, but I will have 0 leftovers. I will finish my meal.
I skeeve. I can't do leftovers.
So that's a 0 for both. Okay.
And here's why. Like you're saying, what you get? You're bringing back a burger, or what possibly could be a leftover piece. Like
3
a
in the morning.
pizza?
Like I could see a drunken pie.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'd say
in my
a
day, I
slice.
can't do. I don't like the coagulated pie. I skeeved it like the next day. I know people who will eat it room temp.
Hello.
I can't do that. That's
I mean,
real
Todd,
gross.
what you can always do, you can always just sprinkle a little water on the leftover pizza and then cook it on the coffee hot plate.
Yeah, no, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out on that. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? Because it's going to kill the pie.
Next question: average hours of sleep per night.
Man, back in the day, it would be 4.
See, I'm in a tough spot. I'm away, so I get to have fun.
And you get to sleep.
But I'm away.
After kids.
And I get to sleep.
Right, so post kids, the sleep number goes up.
I'll go around 6 or 7 hours.
Wow! Dude, you got to live it up out there. 2 to 4. Come on.
No, I need to catch
because,
up.
By the way, it's not like a Vegas situation.
Right.
So Clearwater's more relaxing, right? Like,
plus, if we're drinking all day,
like the bar's closed, so it's not like you're partying till 4 o'clock in the morning, right?
No party. They're sitting out on the deck with a couple extra.
Yeah, I enjoy
do that.
I enjoy that. I have to admit, watching the ocean, I could sit out there. I like that.
I don't see you guys getting to bed before 3:30. Easy.
Tonight I might. Coop didn't sleep last night, so
he's already looking like he's tired. He can't wait to sleep.
Tonight I might, unless I get a nap in the plane.
You know what? We're going to disappoint you, man. We might be just because it is a work trip.
I got 2 more. This one, they can't be anywhere close. There's got to be 1,000,000 points difference here.
Okay.
Over under hugs per day. How many hugs is Cuz giving out? How many hugs is Tunas giving out?
I don't hug people.
Yeah, he does not.
I skeeve germs.
Yeah, he's not a hugger. I am. I love it.
I had a guy cough on my face here, and I'm already gone.
Yeah, but I mean, things happen. Who cares? I'm a hugger. I love people.
Hug every once in a while.
I don't think I've ever even. And I'm a hugger. I'm afraid to hug Tunas.
My last one before I get out of here, I want to wish you guys a very, very safe travel and have a great time. I'm going to hang up after I ask this one. This goes to Tunas specific. Have a great time on your first trip out there to spring training. What are you looking forward to the most? Safe travels, bro.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you, man. What am I looking forward to the most? Spring training game. Honestly, out of everything, because I've never done that before. I've gone to one spring training game my entire life, and it wasn't Phillies. It was like a Red Sox Rays because my aunt and uncle lived near the Red Sox facility.
Dude, I got to get you.
But like Frenchies, I'm like all that stuff. Like I can't wait.
Well, I got to get you in the clubhouse.
Oh, I'm in.
Because the clubhouse is way better. Like, just relax. Guys are in good moods.
Yeah.
You go shoot the breeze.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
You became. I remember, covering baseball. I mean, you made all your relationships in spring training.
Yeah. Okay.
Because everybody's hanging out, and
It's hanging out. Yeah.
You're
not going. Why'd you strike out last at bat?
Right. The questions aren't.
Exactly.
They're not like that. It's just an easier way.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Is it
like Maddie's got to run the phones?
Yeah. Do me a favor, Matt. The screen is down, so you run it. Let's go to Bill. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Billy.
Oh my God.
Yo, what's happening, cuz?
What do you say, Billy boy?
Hey, well, first of all, can I share a sad note? We're real sad around our house here in West Philly because we had to put our old dog down last week. He reached the end of her run. And so I wanted to give a shout out, man, to all the folks listening. You got your dog or your cat or your snake or your skink. Give them a squeeze or a little extra bug or whatever it is that you do to show them a little love. Because, boy, it's tough when you lose the ones you love, even if it's an animal, So,
my God, yeah. Listen, my heart goes out to you. It is. They are part of your family. I'm with you. What's your dog's name? What was your dog's
name? Was Mulberry. She was a little bear, and she was a big old lug of a blue-nosed pit mix. We used to walk around West Philly, and people would always say, "Oh, that's a beautiful dog." And it was always a pleasure. So she was one of those rescue animals. It took a lot of work, but man, it was worth it. So
my heart goes out to you. Listen, I'm with you. Listen, I'm home with my foot, and I see my Goots is with me all day at my side. He's, they're the greatest, those dogs.
Yeah. So shout out to the Gooch, man. Keep doing a good job there, Goocher. and I knew I could count on you, Ant. I knew I could count on you. So here's the other thing, man. I heard this Flyers news today. Is this gonna make a difference? I got a theory about the Flyers, cuz my theory about the Flyers is that there's no such thing as the Flyers. I don't think the Flyers actually exist, right? Like I'm not a conspiracy person. I don't believe, I believe in the moon landing. I accept the election results of 2020. But I don't think there's actually such a thing as the Philadelphia Flyers. I think sometime around the time that Ed Snyder passed away, something happened. And the thing that was a hockey team was replaced by some big simulation cuz. So I think you can replace, all the sort of pieces you want, but it's just like Andrew Painter. I don't really believe in Andrew Painter either. You can show me, some footage of, some clips that somebody made up. But until I see a guy throwing 90-plus on a mound here in Philadelphia, I don't believe it. So,
right. I love your imagery of the Flyers, that they cease to exist.
Well, you said the other day they're faceless. They're not just faceless. They're non-corporeal. There's no such thing.
Yeah.
It's like, where are they? Something went over to Jersey, and it's over there now. And I think if you dug up enough holes and opened enough doors, you might find the thing that used to be the Flyers.
Yeah.
But, what Flyers? Flyers are Flyers.
Yeah.
When you find them, let me know, man. I'm ready to believe. But right now.
Oh, my God. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm completely with you. Let's go to Eddie. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Eddie.
Yo, cuz.
What do you say, Eddie? What's going on, buddy?
Say? So last time I was in Clearwater, I came back with a tattoo.
Get out of here.
Really?
You remember I Instagrammed you. I messaged you when I got it. As soon as I was there for spring training last time, and I Instagrammed you. It's the 4-for-4.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I got the 4-for-4 with all my
That's right.
That's awesome.
And I met you at the Fan Fest, remember? And I
yes.
Right when I walked in, the first guy I had to go see.
Yeah, that's right. That was cool, too.
Yeah, man, I got it right there downtown Clearwater. I forget the name of the spot, but I go every year. But I wanted to give you guys a little gem. I don't know if you've ever been. Jimmy's Crow's Nest.
I don't know Jimmy's.
Dude, the Crow's Nest. You want to go to the Crow's Nest?
You got to go to Crow's Nest. It's on Corrado, right there on Corrado Boulevard. 101 is the actual address. I had to Google it real quick. I go every year. It's all the way up on top of this hotel, I believe, but it gives you the best view of all Clearwater and the beach. It's like got a 360 view. Just check it out.
Dude, it's next to our hotel.
Oh, get out of here.
Right next to our hotel.
You've got to go up there and have a beverage and just look out. Oh, it's gorgeous.
Oh, you want to hit the Crow's Nest, man?
You got to hit just for one. And then the what's the other one? I always go down to the beach. There's a little tiki bar.
The tiki bar. Yeah, the tiki bar's Tiki Bar's awesome, man.
Now, the drinks are like $20 a pop, but,
So here's a maneuver, right? So you'll appreciate this, Eddie. So the Tunis, I give him mad props because the Tunis already scouted out where you can grab some beers.
Yes,
right?
liquor store.
So, because honestly, the best move is just to grab a six-pack and go sit on the beach.
Yep.
And look at the water, right? Or sit on the balcony and look at it. There's nothing like looking at, to me, my happy place is that ocean. I don't care what ocean it is.
Me too.
I want to look at the ocean. I want to see the water.
That whole place is my happy place. The entire, just Clearwater, the entire place.
It is a great, by the way, It's the beach is awesome. Like it's got the best sand. Like it's a
the white
beautiful
sand.
beach.
Oh,
yeah.
With the palm trees, and you just sit there and forget about it, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's right.
Enjoy yourself, guys. Enjoy.
Thank you, my brother. We appreciate it.
I just can't wait to geek out, man.
Yeah.
Please. I already have the vault together. I texted it. We got Maddie on the board one day, Ray on the board one day, and Dylan on the board one day.
Oh, really?
And I already sent the assignments, and I can't wait for it. It's all Phillies, man.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We're going to relive some of the playoffs. Is that it?
Maybe.
You might hear the song once.
We could play the song.
You know, the song from the run.
Yeah, I got you. We have that ready to go.
Yeah, like I can imagine we're going to be reliving some of that playoff, that magic.
Oh, yeah.
That we did.
There it is.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Because, we're travel partners. Now, I'm an easygoing traveler.
Yes.
I mean, I'm pretty much, I don't care.
Yeah, I lived it with you in Denver.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Yeah, it was awesome.
We had a great time in Denver. We might have partaked outside the hotel.
In their finest, yeah.
We had fun.
I wanted to help out the economy in Colorado. Yeah.
So we're pretty, and both of us are pretty easygoing.
Yeah.
To me, I just love to look at the water.
Yes. That's what I do on the beach. I either have a book or I'm just staring at the water the entire time.
Yeah.
Like when I'm in Brigantine or I fish, 'cause I do like the fishing. But I do like staring at the water. Every once in a while I get antsy and I walk, but like I'm walking on the water. Like it's not like I'm, I got to get moving.
Right.
I walk along the water just so I can get some steps in and move around.
Yeah.
So my ants in the pants is go for a walk on the beach, So I'll probably do that at some point.
Yeah, you do. Obviously I can't, but you'll be. Again, if this was normal, I'd love walking. Thinking a walk on the beach is the best.
Yeah.
But you go, and I'll be easy.
Yeah.
I promise I won't be a pain in the ass.
I don't expect you to.
Well, I gotta be like, cuz you mind grabbing this for me? Because
that's fine.
I can't. That's
you're disheveled. I got you.
That's all. My only thing. Because I don't know how it's going to work out going down there like this.
What? So I need to help you with your carry-on? Like that's fine.
Like you may have to. Like
dude.
I'm
what
already.
am I gonna do? It's a sin. I watched you walk to my car this morning.
So I'm hitting. You got it.
Fine.
Yeah,
all you had was your notebook this morning, and I was like, oh man, poor guy.
Well, I don't want to bring my bag and have to carry the bag when I can.
Well, I will tell you now, knowing that you are a fan of the notepad, I already have a legal pad packed.
Nice.
Ready to go for the trip. So you don't have to worry about a notebook. I got you covered. It's all in the trusty Jansport.
Oh, look at that. You got the Jansport ready to rock and roll.
Well, it's on. Well, we got to roll right when the show's over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We got to get to the airport.
That's right.
We got to get you home to pack.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
But we got to roll right away.
That's
no chit-chatting today. You know what I'm saying? I can't even get out of my seat right now.
Yeah. No, I get you, buddy. Uncle Frank, is Uncle Frank going to be all right with this? Like we had this whole.
He already offered me a beer. I was like, dude, I'll be having plenty. I'm good.
Because
I appreciate it.
We have this whole routine as we just chit chat.
Yeah, we got the crew,
right? So we'll be chit chatting, but today we gotta roll.
I'm gonna go get the car, pull it up, get to the ramp for you.
So the other thing is, we got surprised. All right,
got surprised.
Vince from Philly Sports Trip surprised us.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
All right.
Hooked us up.
Are you kidding me? With first class.
Yeah. And you know me, I don't like flying. So like.
Yeah, it's right. When we flew to Denver, you were a little uneasy.
I don't like flying. I'll be uneasy tonight, but that's why I get to the airport early so I can have a few cocktails.
Yeah.
Get myself comfortable.
Buck up, Tunis.
Know where my gate is.
Yes.
I'm good.
Yes.
Do a stroll around the terminal.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm good.
At
the shop, not buy anything because it's all expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I got my routine, man.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I get a little, on edge.
Yeah.
With the flight. It's a control thing, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
You definitely the control thing.
I can't control the plane.
Right. Exactly.
Gotta have to sit there.
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I might get like a Sudoku, mess around, some numbers.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I like that stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Read.
Yeah.
If I can still.
You'll be good. I've been watching Succession.
Okay.
So I got in on it, and I am just
You have it on the
enamored.
phone ready to go?
So I will have it on the phone.
Yeah, it's good.
You know?
Last time was Nova, the Villanova tournament.
Well, not
game.
after last night.
Yeah.
That was a bad performance by Villanova.
Yeah.
We got Temple coming up at 3 o'clock
3
today.
o'clock. Go TU, baby.
All right, 3 o'clock TU. Let's go to Aaron. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Yo, Aaron.
Hey, boys.
What is it, Aaron?
What's going on, man? Hey, Ant, only the Italian brothers and the brothers do the hugging. You know that, right? We're big huggers.
Huggers.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hugged you when I met you, Aaron. We hugged.
You gave me a little hug, man. Like, get off of me, man. You was
No, that's not true. I gave you a hug.
Like, nah, you gave me a hug, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You gave me a good
depends.
hug.
I'm a spotty hugger. It depends on my mood. Like at FanFest, I hug 8,000 people, right? Because that's like a joyous occasion.
Plus, you're half whacked.
That's
That's
true.
You're here for the
I'm
bag.
feeling the love.
That makes you.
That helps.
You're a happy drunk.
I am a happy. That's the one thing. I've never been an angry drunk. I'm always I'm in a good mood. That's why I'm so excited for this trip.
Hey, man, and y'all enjoy yourselves down there, man, and have a good time. And how long y'all gonna be down there?
So we're doing the show Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Oh, I'm gonna call down there. I want to hear the back crack down there or something.
We're going to be at the ballpark Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which will be outrageous.
Can't wait. I can't wait for you guys.
I know. I get the baseball. Don't you got the baseball itch?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, I do too.
I tried to watch the World Classic, Baseball Classic, man. It come on too darn late, ain't it? I mean, I'm sleeping in between games.
The schedule's changing soon. Like the U.S. is playing. Hold on, I got it for you, Aaron.
Okay.
Because now we're gonna have, I think starting
They're playing tomorrow night at 9 o'clock.
Oh, 9 o'clock tomorrow?
Yeah, they're playing Great Britain. This is awesome.
But you got noon tomorrow. Was that Nicaragua and Puerto Rico? 2:30, you got Colombia and Mexico. 7 o'clock, the DR and Venezuela.
Dude, it starts at 5.
Yeah, 5 a.m.
Czech Republic and Japan.
Well, I skipped the 5
The
and 6
Netherlands, Chinese Taipei, Nicaragua, Puerto Rico, like you said, Colombia, Mexico, the DR, Venezuela, like you said, Great Britain and the U.S. How about the Czech Republic and Korea at 10, and China, Cuba at 11? That's a full day of baseball, dude. That's a geek out day. I'll be honest with you. If I was home and it's going to rain tomorrow, do you see that?
What, here?
Yeah. I could watch every game.
Oh my God, all day.
Like that's a marathon. So, dude, are you appreciative? Do you like this? Fact is, it's going to rain for much of today. It's going to rain a little bit tomorrow. It's going to rain a little bit on Sunday. While you're in Clearwater, you going to feel bad?
I'll feel bad for Christy and Coop.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like going outside.
Yeah.
So I feel bad. By the way, did you see the starting lineup when Team USA played the other day?
No.
Let me try to find this because it's just absolutely nasty. Here you go.
So real quick, by the way, some people we know that a lot of Philadelphia, we love our spring training. So people are going down to spring training. If you want to hang with us, tomorrow we're doing a happy hour.
Yes.
Right?
The happy hour is at 4 o'clock. Let me find the place. It's right near our hotel. The happy hour is at Coco's Crush Bar, North Beach.
So that's tomorrow at 4.
Yep, 4 to 5.
And then Tuesday and Wednesday. Sunday we're going to be at the game.
Yes.
So Sunday we're going to the game. We're going to be up, I think, around the suite level.
Yeah, with our Philly Sports Trips crew.
Right. So Charlie Manuel and we're going to be hanging out. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, back at the yard. Right?
doing
Monday
the show.
we're doing the show from the hotel.
Yep. So come on, stop by, say hi.
Yeah, we're leaving Wednesday. So
Wednesday
after the
night,
show, Charles asked if we'll be there for St. Patrick's Day. We won't be there for St. Patrick's Day, but we'll be there, up until Wednesday night.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So here was the lineup the other day when they played the exhibition game with the Giants. Mookie Betts was the leadoff hitter, followed by Mike Trout, Schwarber, Goldschmidt, Arenado, Kyle Tucker, Trey Turner, JT Realmuto, and Jeff McNeil.
Oh, my God.
That's such a nasty lineup.
Oh, my God. Jeff McNeil batting last.
Batting last, yeah.
That's sick.
And you could argue they're not the best team.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because the Dominican Republic, they're nasty.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's going to be incredible. By the way, Sixers tonight. Sixers a big favorite.
I want Matisse Thybulle to get smacked.
Over Dame.
I want him 0 points.
So, just an FYI, if you're building same-game parlays.
Dame over.
Dame may score 45 tonight.
In the first half.
All right? And Sixers will win. All right? And
Joe will have a great. Joel Embiid's going to have a great night, Vince.
I said Sixers. They're a 9.5-point favorite. Just a little. Yeah. The Sixers will win tonight, which is great. And Dame will probably score.
Yeah, he's going to have
the
a nice
way
night.
guards score and against his team. Just an FYI, take the Dame over and take the Dame alternate over, whatever that is.
Okay.
If you want
Joe over tonight.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could totally see that.
Plus, if Dame's
Nurkic is back.
If Dame's lighting it up,
right.
He's going to want to keep up.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Like, let's be real, right?
Yeah.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Home. He doesn't want to be shown up by Dame in
I
his
don't
building.
see the blowout. I see them winning.
Okay.
Which would be better for the Joe over.
Yes. Because that means he'll be in the game.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I like that.
And I could see him having a big night.
Okay. I like that.
All right.
I like the SGP.
I thought was awesome legs today, talking about Joel.
Awesome.
And he said how serious he was.
Yeah, you could see
how he's changed. And Joel is ready to win. And I thought that legs said that beautifully today.
Another step in the right direction for Joel Embiid.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Listen, everybody have a great day, man. Great weekend. All right. Don't forget, the best show ever is coming your way. We love you guys. We'll talk to you next from Clearwater. See you then.
Fanatic Sports Update.
I'm Jennifer Scordo. This Fanatic Update is brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. You may not always need a new water heater, but when you do, choose Bradford White. Okay, kids, buckle up. Starting with the Eagles, Darius Slay has permission to speak with other teams. His cap number is just north of $26 million. And Brandon Graham is coming back on a one-year deal. E.J. Smith's going to join the best show ever at 4 o'clock with more. To the Flyers, GM Chuck Fletcher is out. Danny Briere will take over as interim GM. Anthony Sanfilippo is going to join the best show ever at 4:30 with more. Phillies young pitcher Andrew Painter has a sprained UCL. He needs to be out for 4 weeks, really 3 weeks because he suffered the injury last week. And Ranger Suarez has been brought back from the World Baseball Classic because of forearm tightness. Otherwise, the Sixers are back in action tonight against Matisse Thybulle and the Trailblazers. Tip off at 7. You can listen here. And the Union take on the Chicago Fire tomorrow night at home at 7:30. Listen to that match on 97.5 The Fanatic as well. This update's also brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Keep it all locked right here. I'm Jennifer Scordo for 97.5 The Fanatic.
Anthony Gargano, weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hello, Madame Dupree. I'm here for my fortune telling.
Come, gaze into my crystal ball. I see financial stability.
Nice.
If you switch to T-Mobile, because you can get their price lock guarantee, so they won't raise your rate for talk, text, or data ever.
Wow, ever? Verizon and AT&T don't have that.
And I see a free Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus and no trade-in required.
No trade-in? Hey, wait a sec. Do you also work at T-Mobile?
Well,
Get the new Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus at T-Mobile, free on our Max plan when you switch. No trade-in required. Plus, you get our price lock guarantee, so we won't raise your rate for talk, text, or data ever.
With eligible port-in, $800 via 24 monthly bill credits and $200 virtual prepaid card rebate, plus tax for well-qualified buyers. Contact us before canceling service to continue remaining bill credits or credits. Stop and balance on required finance agreement is due. Register prepaid card code within 30 days. Allow 8 weeks. Price lock exclusions like taxes, fees, select promos, and third-party services apply. Details at T-Mobile.com.
BetRivers Online Sportsbook is the place to be. You can win up to $10,000 in bonus money instantly by playing their exclusive BetRivers Squares this basketball season. Place a qualifying bet, and you get a square for free if the numbers on your square match the